of Blacktown City as we have a look at our three games kicking off first here on 10 Play tonight. Looking across those three venues, gents, what's your tip? Biggest chance of a cup set, Lukey?
Oh, look, I think the Blacktown Rockdale games, Newcastle and Adelaide are definitely going to have to turn up and be at their best because these two teams at home are tough to beat.
Same, I think Blacktown and Rockdale, both at home, both on AstroTurf pitches. I'm going to be watching those two games very closely, especially in the first 25 minutes.
Kick-off in all three games is on the other side of this very quick break here on 10 Play. We're going to take you to Landon Stadium with Teo Palazzeri and Daniel McBreen, but we'll keep you right across the other two games kicking off simultaneously as well. So you will not miss a moment of the action. Round of 32 Australia Cup coming up next.
Australia Cup champions. Sydney FC, they win the cup.
They have been one of the outstanding teams of the first decade of Australia Cup, but in recent times, Blacktown City have found wins on the national stage a little bit tougher to come by. Will the home comforts of Landon Stadium in the west of Sydney be to their liking as they host the Cup's most successful team ever, Adelaide United? This Blacktown City team that in 2017 defeated A-League opposition when they knocked out the Central Coast Mariners. Well, ever since then, they've only actually won through to the national rounds once in 2021, whereas Adelaide have lifted the trophy 3 times. And ever since their one blip in 2016 when they lost to Redlands of NPL Queensland, they have yet to taste defeat to NPL opposition since. But the circumstances of tonight, the round of 32, where we know anything can happen, mean that Blacktown City will be hoping to revive what is one of the better resumes on the national stage for an NPL outfit, and there are plenty of familiar names and faces in their lineup. They sit 3rd in NPL New South Wales, very much in contention for this season's championship, if not the premiership, first past the post. Whereas Adelaide United, we get to see them for the first time this season tonight. A team that we know is going to be full of young, exciting talent, but they're not taking too many risks tonight. They've named quite a strong team. Let's start with Blacktown, though, and you might recognise names such as Danny Choi, who once scored from inside his own half at this very venue, Mitchell Malia, Joe Gibbs, Travis Major. They all have A-League experience, but they are short on a few of their stars of this season. Jack O'Brien, in particular, one of their best goal scorers, who will be sorely missed tonight. Blacktown City coached by Mark Crittenden, veteran coach, one of the greats of NPL New South Wales as well. And as we take a look at the Adelaide United team, no Archie Goodwin, which is a shame tonight, of course, having made the move from Newcastle, but we do see Dylan Parias in Adelaide United colours for the first time. Young Socceroo Johnny Yull will carry plenty of responsibility in midfield. Padash Medana also has Australian international experience at youth level. And Zach Clough, he is a bit of an Australia Cup specialist. He always starts the season strong. We know he's had an injury hit time in Australia, but the Englishman normally, after an off-season and a pre-season, comes out firing in early Cup rounds. You see the strength on the bench there of Carl Viet's team, even a veteran like Harvey Lopez making the trip to the west of Sydney for these opening rounds. Mark Crittenden, he's got a trophy-laden history in NPL New South Wales. We saw really his Victorian equivalent, Chris Taylor, knock out Sydney FC last night in charge of the Oakley Cannons. Can Critto add another A-League victim to his list of scalps from the dugout tonight? And there is Carl Viet with fellow former Socceroo, Mark Milligan, his deputy, ready to watch Adelaide United go around for the first time this season. How sharp will they look? How ready will they look for the new campaign? We know they love this competition. 3-time winners, the most successful club. Tonight's whistleblower is an A-League men's regular, Jack Morgan, the Victorian, originally from England. His assistants will be Lance Greenshields and Emma Coxbeck. And the 4th official is Tim Danaskos. It's about 13 degrees, and this match is taking place on a synthetic, so if you see the surface and have any questions about it, it is definitely a synthetic pitch out here at Landon Stadium. In the early years of the Australia Cup, this venue, formerly known as Lily Homes, was actually a real happy hunting ground for Blacktown City. They made the national rounds 2014, 15, 16 and 17. This is only the 2nd time they've been back on this stage since. And they will be hoping to revive some of those great memories in front of the grandstand as Adelaide United in their white away kit get us underway. It is the round of 32, night 2 in the Australia Cup. And Daniel McBreen joins me in commentary. Macca, you've spoken to both coaches in the build-up to this game. How do you assess their readiness to take on this tie and perhaps Adelaide's enthusiasm to make sure they don't hit a banana skin tonight?
Well, good evening, Teo, and all our viewers. Just let this unfold, actually.
Early chance here for Adelaide. He's turned away without conceding a direct shot on goal, but it will be an early corner.
Yeah, well, speaking to Mark Crittenden, and he said it's important for his team to really see out that first 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And he thinks that maybe with where the two teams are in their seasons, if they can be there or thereabouts going into the second half, they have a good chance to see this out with their stamina at the back end of their season.
It's going to be Zach Clough on corner-taking duty, an outswing into the near post early, quite to the advantage of Johnny Yull. And Blacktown City able to repel it only as far as Panache Madana. And Isaias, who's playing centre-back, the super veteran, just having to calm things down, and he'll be looking to control the tempo tonight. This is Ethan Allegich, and now Clough. All bobbled up. It was a little tough to control. And South Australia, not a state prevalent with synthetics compared to New South Wales, where players in the NPL academies will, even as their home ground, but regularly play on synthetics. Adelaide, very much a grass pitch state, as we see Blacktown City with their first meaningful attack. Joey Gibbs looking for Mitch Marlier in the middle, but he telegraphed the pass and Allegich was able to intercept. Now a touch for Stephen Mork. Adelaide reset with Panagiotis Kikianis, one of the youngsters that has made his way into an otherwise very senior Adelaide United team in the starting 11 tonight.
Well, it's a real mixture at the centre-back position for Adelaide. You now see the ball go to Isaias, one of the most senior players in the competition. Youth and experience next to each other.
Adelaide looking to probe the left, where Dylan Pereus is lining up for the first time, having spent time at Melbourne City, Western United, Western Sydney Wanderers most recently, and now he's at Adelaide.
Let's take you north now to Imperial Corp Stadium because we've got an early goal. Alan Stadic's reign off to a very good start so far.
Towards that front post, Milanovic turned in by Gabe Kleur at point-blank range. And in under 4 minutes, the Wanderers have taken the lead.
So 5 minutes in, it's the visitors with the lead as we take you back to our main game tonight. Blacktown City up against Adelaide United.
Behind him. Zach Clough is just drifting along that line between him, just here where Mork is now. And that could prove fruitful for Adelaide if they can capitalise on those positions facing forward.
Crowd yet to really get into this. It's not like if you watched the Darwin Hearts game last night, the Nepalese connections in Darwin, they were chanting, they were making noise. Just don't ask what happened after the 60-minute mark. But for the first hour of that game, it was rowdy, it was fun. I was actually speaking to a mate who was in the crowd in Darwin and in the grandstand, and he said that it was as loud as it's ever been up at that venue. But the home fans, they need something to help them warm to the task here. Maybe a first shot on goal for Blacktown City can bring them into it. For those of you that didn't catch last night's results, it was a 6-0 win for the visiting Hume City up to Larrakia Park in Darwin. So unfortunately the Northern Territory's only representative of the Australia Cup has been knocked out already. Here's a battle between Grant Litch and Panache Madana, and Madana is able to show his speed. A shallow cross is dealt with initially, but Madana's back in, making it a little bit awkward. Half-hearted shouts for handball, but Blacktown City will clear away. Now, some physical work from Martin Fernandez as he grabs onto Allegich and concedes a foul.
Let's head north once again because we've had another goal. 2 goals in 7 minutes in Queensland.
Here's Brillante threading it through now towards that near post. Turned in by Badalado. And it's 2 in the opening 7 minutes. And Brisbane City's start to the match has gone from bad to worse.
Could be a long old night for Brisbane City as we head back now to Landon Stadium.
Late in possession and see just how sharp they are at the first competitive hit out of their campaign. And they're hunting the ball successfully here. Fernandez, a shooting channel's open for him. He wanted to defer though. He liked Danny Choi on the left. And perhaps he needed to be a little more selfish as he ran to the edge of the box. And an opportunity goes begging.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Taylor. I think he should have just swung the left leg there. Had the opportunity to get the shot away. Chose the pass instead.
Fernandez previously at Marconi in NPL New South Wales. Blacktown City very much a destination club. We've got plenty of players who've represented more than one division rival in the New South Wales NPL, in addition to players that have come through their own system. It's part of the benefits of having a pretty slick operation off the pitch as well. Travis Major tonight at centre-back works for the Blacktown Association, and been a key part, not just on the pitch but off. He's standing at centre-back tonight, the number 7. Perez. Now Clough. Adelaide enjoying possession in a slightly more advanced area now. The Blacktown defence sitting pretty deep. Can they find the right pass, though? Isaias Madana's been one of the main outlets so far, and he skips past Choi's challenge. Here's back into the middle. Yull trying to forge a path through the centre of defence, but Major was on hand to clear. Gibbs had help in the form of Mario Chabot, former Newcastle Jet. The ball is booted long. Jovanovic could make this awkward for Lynch just yet. He's going to get in position, but back to goal. A clever flick. Yull can keep the attack going. It bobbles up at the penalty spot. And some last-ditch defending from Tyrone Burney to get it away. The referee's seen the offside flag of Lance Greenshields go up.
Well, that was good play down the right-hand side from Jovanovic, wasn't it? Using his body well. Held the ball up. And Johnny Hull was underneath supporting. 3 runners getting into the box. 2 heading towards that 6-yard line, and Stephen Mork was right on the edge. He had options.
First time we've really seen Tristan Prendergast in possession, and he's quick to distribute the ball out to Grant Lynch. Choi. Quick little 1-2 with Maniti. And then the attempt at a diagonal ball is dealt with by Ryan Kiddo, and he knew exactly where his goalkeeper James Delianov was. Runners ahead of the ball, starting to break. But Isaias' pass decided to go wide instead of long. Now opts to switch flanks. Kiddo has a quick head check of what's going on. To shuffle it onto Parias ASAP. And the things reset back in the left back position. Kikianis given plenty of time here. Blacktown perhaps not engaging until they see exactly the right opportunity to try and win the ball. Jovanovic coming deep into his own half, the number 9. Lots of talk, lots of organising, but not actually a lot of foot-to-foot combat.
Well, there's plenty of rotations out on this near side. Johnny Yull, Zach Clough, and Ash Madana, all causing Choi and his teammates a little bit of consternation with the way that they rotate in those wide areas. Adelaide haven't been able to capitalise yet.
Free kick here taken quickly and taken backwards. Burke was the man knocked over, dusts himself off, ready to continue. Adelaide probe through the left. Parias. He's got great straight line speed. He's able to double back with the ball. Kiddo. Parias. Mork's on the move in the box. Mork's up! He was the obvious target, but he skied the header.
Well, it was a decent ball in, wasn't it? Dylan Parias. Stephen Mork made the run late into the box. Timed it to perfection. Just couldn't quite time the leap. You see here, he just puts a hand up and goes straight through. Defenders are worried about the other attackers around them. He just ghosted in between. Couldn't quite get it on target. Just went up maybe a little too early.
Contact at the edge of the area on Jovanovic. Comes and goes with little interest from the referee. Now maybe a gap to exploit. Mitch Malia drops the shoulder over on the right, but he's attracted the attention of 2 defenders. Chabot. Now Fernandez. Jacob Maniti. And Nico O'Brien from the Centre of defence, out to the left. Choi. Tough pass to control there for Joey Gibbs. And Yull is trying to get the better of Lynch. And Lynch, well, he tried to foul him. Advantage given. Yull is able to escape. Now he runs at O'Brien, and O'Brien stands him up and halts his progress. Yull. Can he keep the attack flowing? Madonna on a very wide overlap, and Lynch, who's recovered his feet, able to usher that out for a goal kick. And Jack Morgan will just have a word here, but I don't think a yellow card is coming out of the pocket.
Let's take you to Rockdale Illingdon Sports Centre now, where the Newcastle Jets are on the board.
Exactly what they want to do.
Clayton Taylor tracked it down. His speed was excellent. Wilmering now with Timmins, leaves it for Vidic. And Vidic shoots, and Vidic scores! Well, what a decision from Rob Stanton to start Vidic instead of Lockie Rose. And he's opened the scoring with his first goal in the Cup.
As we head back to our main game, and Teo Palazzeri and Daniel McBreen.
Good defending from Parias not to concede the first corner the other direction. Plenty of tall targets to aim for in this Blacktown City team. I'm sure Adelaide, any prep they will have done, would have involved minimising set-piece opportunities that they would have to defend. Fernandez able to skip away from Madonna. Pass at an awkward height. Malia made it work. A deflection here. Joey Gibbs back to goal. Doesn't have much by way of support. He's got three players hanging off him. Now Beniti is there. Choi from the wing. Swings in across. Header at the far post is a good defensive one. And it goes out for a throw. And the crowd for the first time really rally behind the home side.
Well, it's the first time they've really applied any pressure to Adelaide. It was a good clearing header in the end from Ryan Kiddo. Needed to be. Decent ball to the back post.
Malia spins at the edge of the box. Crowd likes the skill, but Adelaide comfortable defending it in the end. It's the 14th minute, and we're starting to see Blacktown City warm to the task, having sized up Adelaide and exactly how sharp and quick the tempo was going to be. They're starting to get some creative ideas about what they can do going forward. Kikianis, a hurried pass. Chabau with physicality, able to shake off the attention of Clough. Fernandez. He is doing a good job to create width over on the right flank. Chabau, first time ball. Fernandez up for the header. And it slides across the face. He rose as one of two. Lynch. Aerial battery continues here. Malia went for the volley rather than attack the ball. And it was just knocked away from him. Choi stops and props. And then feeds a very clever pass through. Burney. Chabau. Tyrone Burney. Quick to spin. Blacktown in the groove. Malia. Fernandez was looking for an improvised volley but had two defenders on his hammer. Blacktown City really starting to work through the gears, showing us what they've got.
Well, they are, Terry. As you said, just started to find their feet in the game. A little bit of confidence starting to grow, and some dangerous balls into the box, testing the Adelaide defence.
Foul here will allow them to emerge from the defensive half. So, first 15 minutes, that's really started to come to a simmer. No early goal to set the tone either way.
There's another look at that ball. There's two Blacktown players really going for it, wasn't it? Just couldn't quite strain the neck muscles enough. It's two or three good balls that they've put in the box now.
Long ball, Joey Gibbs was the intended target. Kikianis, bit of an up and under. Returning possession to Blacktown City. Chabau, Malia. He's got Joey Gibbs in the area. He's going to shoot from distance, and it's knocked down to take the sting out of it by James Delianov, and he's able to grab uncontested at the second time of asking.
Well, you don't mind that. Just test the keeper. Hasn't had too much to do.
Isaias. to force it down the right flank, as we see picture-in-picture the most recent chance, which Danionov was able to comfortably bring under his command. And goalkeeper Ethan Cox is on the bench for Adelaide tonight, made his debut in their final home and away game of the season, which was also the match in which the Central Coast Mariners clinched the Premier's plate a couple of months ago. Ivanovic. And now in the pocket, Clough. No thoughts of a shot from distance. Went for Piraeus on the flank. Piraeus against Burney. Takes a deflection, and he's won a corner for Adelaide United.
Well, it was good play from Ivanovic again. Good quick feet to get out of a tight area and move that ball to Clough, who could then advance it further again.
Long run up and a deep breath here for Zach Clough. Second corner of the night for Adelaide. In swinger attacking the near post and half volleyed away in the end. Everyone attacked the near post from Adelaide, and there was no one waiting any further back in the 6-yard box. Madania shows his skill. Square pass, Ethan Aligic. Hands it out to Clough, who's still over on the wing after taking that corner. Piraeus. Shut down defensively initially. Yull. Ivanovic. And a attempted a neat little passing triangle. Grant Lynch has none of it. He's able to boot it away. Stopped to a standstill for Kikianis. Trying to force a pass right into the midfield traffic. Tough to control for all and sundry. Major was the one who extracted the ball eventually. And then straight back into a tight spot for Chabot, and he shows a clean pair of heels and is in the end successful in winning a free kick.
Well, it was needless giving that ball away. Panache Badania was out on the right-hand side in acres of space. And to head into the congested area.
Lynch. You haven't seen him venture forward from fullback too often. He's had his hands full in defence, so he's getting up to support the attack here. Maniti. Nick O'Brien. Now Chabot. Beautiful diagonal ball. Even better first touch from Marley to bring it down on offside. So Tyrone Burney with the overlapping run outside. That's some sharp work from the assistant referee Emma Kotzbeck over on the outer side there.
Well, that must have been tight. It looked like from our angle he'd timed his run to perfection, but obviously the referee's assistant is on a better line than us.
Beautiful first touch from Mitch Marley.
Oh, it was a beautiful first touch. It was a wonderful switch of play. The overlapping run looked good. See there, just a step too soon maybe.
Ivanovic gave it straight to Maniti. Now Choi. Fernandez, little chop touch. A little turn central, and they know where Mitch Marley is on that right side. Blacktown, great cohesion and understanding. And they're trying to make that work as they probe through the flank. And even though there's backspin on the ball, it had already gone out for a throw. Fernandez on the wing. Marley is there in support. Burney as well. Adelaide, you can see the setup. Mario Chabot. They're going to try to draw the Adelaide defence up. And then, oh, it's all going wrong with a bit of a misplaced pass from Travis Major.
Well, when they have had possession, there haven't been too many misplaced passes. They have looked good. Then they go forward. Quite content to soak up the pressure of Adelaide. They get that possession, they go quite quickly.
Clough. Isaias sees the opportunity to use Yull on the right, but Adelaide not driving forward just yet. Isaias now. Young. Awkward ball to control. Choi couldn't take it off him. Neither could Maniti. And he found him on his way through. Brief apology and a mid-range free kick for Adelaide United.
Well, good feet from the youngster there. Tight space, you see there, 1-2. Defenders come at him, shifts the ball. Just a little clip as he gets past the defender.
It's one of those low socks, small shin guard operators, Johnny Yull. Don't want to get fouled too often when you roll like that.
Smaller the shin guard, the better.
Zach Clough with what looks like a prepared move, a line of attackers to aim for. And they're all going to bear down on goal here. The header away, though, a good one from O'Brien, and then Hernandez just hooks it clear, hoping for a kind bounce. Madonna having none of it, and Fernandez was fouled on the way out. So late contact leads to a Blacktown City free kick.
Well, it was defended quite well from Blacktown there. It wasn't a bad ball, really, from Zach Clough.
Nick O'Brien, one of the long-time Blacktown City players, unfortunately. No Jack O'Brien tonight. He's been right up there. Everyone's chasing Alec Udashevsky of Rockdale in the scoring charts, but Jack O'Brien's one of the few that's at least kept him honest as he runs away with the golden boot. Kiddo. Blacktown sensing the opportunity to press here. A few numbers advance up the pitch, and so Adelaide will have to be sharp as they play out from the back here. Isaias decides no nonsense is the answer, and Madonna is going to make this long ball work. He finds fifth gear and really speeds into the box. Vital defensive header from Major to keep it away from Jovanovic. Perez, can he recycle the ball successfully? Mork sees Clough, and the attack breaks down.
Well, again, it's Panache Madanya down this right-hand side causing problems. He's clearly too quick for the Blacktown defence on this side, and he has, on a number of occasions, isolated himself with Grant Lynch. But the ball hasn't found him, and on that occasion, not only was it a good run, but it was a great ball into the box as well. Travis Major with a timely intervention.
Delinov, a long clearance, straight onto the head of Bernie. And the pass through the left channel. Perez sees a speedster too. Bernie matched him step for step. Perez went to ground. Referee didn't take an interest, and to be fair, Perez wasn't appealing. There's a couple of the quicker players, but talk about the A-League teams doing their homework on NPL opposition. That was very much a case of the NPL opponent knowing that they needed the speedster Bernie out there on Dylan Perez.
He showed a good turn of speed there, Bernie, didn't he? Because Dylan Perez has no slouch whatsoever.
Kiddo bouncing on. Full force header from Major. The touch was lacking, though, from Choi.
For a brief moment there, they were 3-on-2, weren't they? Danny Choi could have brought that down. Adelaide had just gone to sleep for a moment.
Isaias. Probing through the right. Good underneath run there from Jovanovic initially, but O'Brien is first to the ball.
You see the bounce of the ball there. On a grass pitch, that probably skids on through in the favour of Jovanovic, but just on this pitch, it just slows it up a little, bounces a little higher, gave the defender a chance to get in.
Fernandez has come back to help out the midfield and the defence, so there's not much ahead of the ball. He waits for the runners to break. Tyron Bernie is one of them. And he's got trouble in Alagic, who strips him of the ball. Clough. Major knocks it away from him. Adelaide stay in possession. Kiddo, plenty of space and time, all without the right pass and the right decision for Adelaide. They have to go back and reset once again. Isaias trying to just up the tempo. Finds Yull. Yull, Madana. Touchman, he had to go and retrieve the ball. Alagic. Go, go, go. Comes from the sideline. Clough tried to shoot on the turn and caught a deflection or two because it's a goal kick.
Well, I just think that bobbled away on him just as he went to take his strike.
Short goal kick. Major runs it out of his defensive penalty area. Cheval. It was Tyron Burney or no one, and Burney made it work. Malia goes for a raking diagonal ball. Choi brings it down, able to cut inside. We know he can shoot from distance. Choi loaded up, trajectory promising, direction just a little off.
Good sweeping football from Blacktown. Ball from the right to the left. Any Choi's first touch took him inside to a great position. See there, isolated 1v1. Drives inside. And as you say, Teo, connects quite well, but just can't quite get the direction right. And that's a dangerous area to allow a player of his ability.
I think the replays sell short just how much more promising that looked off the boot. We're one tier down in the scaffold and the camera's slightly higher. I reckon they've made that look a little bit further away than it was.
It looked a lot closer from our angle, didn't it?
Madana. Blacktown showing that they are more than capable of stinging Adelaide United here, even though it is the A-League men's team that have had the majority of possession. Yull. Parias. And now Kiddo. Just waiting to see what's happening ahead of the ball. Who's making a run? Who's compelling someone to play it to them? Mork. Yull was the answer. And then Clough. That was Quicksilver, but not able to make it all stick. And now the counter-attack is well and truly on. Choi has got two players in pursuit of him, Madana and Alagic, and he engages them both. And Madana is just able to stop it going out for a corner kick. Lynch is pushed up here. Choi. First time ball from Gibbs. He's going to get a second chance here, but it's nicked off his toes by Zach Clough. The Englishman doesn't want to turn defence into attack just yet. Isaias. And from the top of the defensive penalty area, Adelaide have played their way out of trouble. Errant ball, though, gives it straight back to Blacktown City. Major. Ends a duel against Parias. Malia, this is nice, and well, then there's some off-the-ball contact. He ran into Kiddo. Both players bounced straight back to their feet. Lynch, Beniti. Major goes back out to the left once again. Lynch and Choi work together. They love the left to right diagonal ball, Blacktown City, and it works to aplomb once again. Tyrone Burney jagging in. Deflected cross, though. Shouts for a handball just outside the area. Play continues. Good save, Delianov. He foils Tyrone Burney. And even though the handball shouts were outside the box, they still turned it into a shot on target.
Well, the whole place went up as one here. That clearly hit the hand. Another look here as the ball spins. You watch as it spins down. Johnny Yale definitely hits the arm there. And the ball falls down. They're still able to get an opportunity at the end of it. And you see the Blacktown players all as one go up. And Delianov forced into a save.
Now at the other end, Adelaide nearly playing through Jovanovic, but Prendergast was well positioned. Able to pluck the ball off the ground before Jovanovic could thrust a boot at the ball. Now first time clearance. Dallard almost fell off balance and he just coughs the ball up. Fernandez, last-ditch slide challenge from Aligic stopped him racing away with the ball and he goes to ground again. That's some important preventative defending there from Ethan Aligic. Burney, that great chance just a moment ago. Full of confidence, as you can see. Dashes forward, leaves the ball with Malia. Malia. Choi, the crowd rise. Choi cuts it back. Grant Lynch first time into traffic. And Izzy has got the body position spot on. The follow-up from Maniti is skied. Blacktown City exciting again.
Let's head back to Rockdale Illington Sports Centre now, where the scores are all locked up.
You've got a minus 2 years due to the pandemic, Eric, and then you're there. Urashevsky getting the better of Nata. Still going, Alek Urashevsky slips it across. Antonio with the equaliser. And the former Sydney FC man gets Rockdale back on parity with the Newcastle Jets.
And what an assist it was as well, as we take you back to Landon Stadium, where Blacktown City and Adelaide United are searching for their first goal.
2021, the Central Coast Mariners actually took them out to Mudgee, where they lost 1-0. Saturday afternoon Australia Cup tie, in that truncated version where a lot of it took place late in the year, coming out of lockdowns. That was the last time we saw them on the national stage. They have returned 3 years later in very promising fashion. With just over 10 minutes until half-time, Adelaide United are going to go to work right here, trying to put down this resistance that they're facing. Perez. Aligic. Yow. Heard the shout from Kiddo and the cutback, and that's a well-worked goal for Adelaide. Stephen Mork puts the finishing touch on it. And it is 1-0 to Adelaide United. Blacktown City have shown a bit, but Adelaide United have shown the cutting edge to hit the front.
Well, we've seen a couple of occasions before this Stephen Mork make late runs into the box. And he timed it to perfection on this occasion. It was wonderful work down that left-hand side. You see here, just holds up the ball here as the overlapping run comes in, and you see Stephen Mork, as all the Blacktown defenders are drawn towards that near post. He just goes in and gets an easy finish from about 8 yards out. Lovely overlapping run there from Kiddo, cut back and finish from Mork. Beautiful football from Adelaide.
And he did show us earlier in the half, which with an aerial chance where he was the late runner into the box. And he knows how to pick his moment, and on this occasion it was all kept on the carpet. And he knocks it in for an uncontested finish and the 1-0 lead, and now it's over to Blacktown City for the instant response. Martin Fernandez decided why not have a go, and he sent it high over the bar.
Well, it was ambitious. We've got a player down now, Mario Chabot, and he did a fitness test before the match, as we see that strike from range from Fernandez again. Mario Chabot, as we say, had to do a fitness test before the match to see if he would be right to start, so this doesn't bode well. Already we see the referee saying it's going to be a substitution, so it's really unfortunate for Mark Crittenden and his team.
Question is, who are they shouting to? I think Sebastian Hayward might be the player that's getting the call. Yep, the number 36 will be coming on here for Mario Chabau. So disappointment for him. His return to the national stage has to end after just 36.5 minutes. But as you said, Macca, he was touch and go even to make the lineup tonight. So unfortunately, he has to leave the game. Sebastian Hayward, who is still a regular in the under-18s, never mind the under-20s at Blacktown City. So young talent time, he gets his opportunity to show us what he can do.
And just looking at the picture there you were looking at on the internet, looks like his school photo, wasn't it?
Yeah, in the dribble system, all the players in NPL will know what I'm talking about. He's still got the school photo as his profile picture.
Well, it's wonderful to see a young man getting an opportunity against A-League opposition. He's getting the instructions now. And Travis Major, go and do your thing, young man.
So a setback for Chabau. You see him there, certainly not looking too downcast. I think he well and truly knew the circumstances of his body coming into tonight. Gave it a go, and it hasn't quite worked out. Of course, Blacktown City have a trophy to play for. They won't necessarily close the gap at the top of the league from where they sit in third place by the end of the home and away season in NPL New South Wales, but the finals system is back this year. It was first past the post last season, but now they're playing a final series again. Last time there was a grand final in 2022. Who were the winners? Blacktown City. Lynch, great close control. Fernandez, square ball. Here's the new man, Hayward. Dispossessed immediately. Fluff. Alagic, Hayward making his presence felt. And don't the fans love it? They want a youngster out of the system here at Blacktown City. And they know how important it is to get behind their new player into the game. Vidano. Hayward. And he does give away the foul. The referee, Jack Morgan, just let it run. Adelaide players perhaps saying blow for the foul a little earlier, but so far Jack Morgan has shown pretty good control over the contest. Down to the final 5 minutes of the first half. Adelaide with the breakthrough goal, thanks to Stephen Mork. Can they add a second? Can they get themselves a safety net? Not on this occasion. Lynch. And O'Brien. Got himself into a tangle, but he was fouled by Ivanovic. Travis Major. Long ball from O'Brien. Madana took on Choi. Choi got the first touch, Madana got the second. Recovered at ground level. Maniti. Maniti, an ambitious back pass. It's going to come unstuck. Yo! Was he fouled by Major? Major's body language told its own story. It's end-to-end here. Isaias is going to be on task. And now Fernandez following up. And so everyone's attention quickly down to the other end after the shout for a foul on the last man. Here's Malia into a dangerous area. Lynch making ground very late, though. And a goal kick. And as it cools down, Macca run the rule over what we've just seen.
Well, I think the referee got that one right. As Johnny Yull took the touch forward, I don't think there was enough for him to go down. Travis Major, experienced enough to just do enough to put him off. See here, the pass went without the look. And there's not too much in that. I don't think he was going to get there in any respect. And then down the other end, the cross comes in. Grant Ledge, who's trying to make up some distance to get there.
Maniti, this time with hands over the shoulder against Clough. Play continues. Madonna, Clough. Tension's starting to rise and a foul. Adelaide take the free kick quickly.
Well, it's been quite a friendly affair, hasn't it, if you compare it to the Sydney FC game last night against Oakley.
Gibbs has been starved of service in the ball. In recent times, Joey Gibbs, can he re-engage with the game? He's the man leading the line for Blacktown City at the moment. Choi. Maniti. O'Brien's diagonal ball. Malia, a free run onto it. All about the delivery then. Mitch Malia veers away from two opponents. Tough pass to control. Fernandez did exactly that, and Malia still got a shot away. I think it was his intention all along to find space for a shot, and it's dealt with by Delinov.
Well, it just wouldn't fall for him, would it? He came inside. And as he came inside, he was first thought was there, I'll get the shot. Couldn't quite get it, and then had to dig it out from under his feet. And in the end, the Adelaide defence did just enough.
Well, they are up to their ears in this tie. Blacktown City, they've had chances, they've had shots on target, they've had promising moments, but it's Adelaide United that have had the one goal and that one moment of quality where they were able to get in behind in emphatic fashion. And now with only a couple of minutes until half-time, this is where the lungs might start to burn for Adelaide in this first competitive hit-out. Haywood, you saw a big handful of his shirt, but play continues. Lynch finds Haywood, good control. Adara's touch breaks central. Gibbs, awkward, slips out of the way. Gives the ball to Yo. Yo trying to advance it. Didn't put Parias in prime position, but he is fouled for his trouble by Travis Major.
It was a pass that I don't think Dylan Parias will be too happy about. He knew as soon as the ball was going out to him that he was in trouble. He had to get his body in between player and ball, you see there. And he was always going to have to take some contact.
Vital for Blacktown City that their concentration holds up here. A second goal for Adelaide on the stroke of half-time, and that would be a massive mountain to climb in the second half for the home side. Adana forced backwards. Isaias. They couldn't pull off the trap there, though. Little grab of the arm from Choi. Play continues. Clough ran into a one-on-two, and he was caught in the pincer movement. Fernandez. Clever pass. Finds Choi. Choi, first-time ball. And as teasing as it was, Joey Gibbs coming in from very late. He's the lone hand in the penalty area. There will be one additional minute to end the first half. It's been not the fastest paced first half, but it's certainly had great moments of intrigue.
Well, most definitely. And Blacktown have been quite content to allow Adelaide to have possession and then try to set them up with traps and win the ball. They've put some dangerous balls in the box themselves, forcing Adelaide defence to scramble away. And just to see how Mark Crittenden handles the game as it goes on. If it remains in this way, will they go all out, or will they continue to wait for that opportunity?
O'Brien chasing back here. Jovanovic in hot pursuit. That's a really firmly struck back pass, so Prendergast had to be good enough to make sure it didn't beat him. And the halftime whistle goes, so even though it's A-League in front of NPL, you feel as though this is far from a done deal. Blacktown City competitive, but Adelaide United with a touch of class, and Stefan Mork was the player who provided the only goal, and his strike with just under 10 minutes until the break is the difference between the two teams. Adelaide United far from overwhelming Blacktown City at this point of the game. Plenty more to the story. Blacktown City 0, Adelaide United 1.
Adelaide United with the lead, but Blacktown City well and truly in this contest. 1-0 at half-time. Time for a quick break here on 10 Play. On the other side of this break, we'll get Roy O'Donovan and Luke Wilkshire's thoughts. We'll go around the grounds. 3 different A-League teams in action and plenty of goals to get through. That's cool. Coming up on the halftime show next. Australia Cup round of 32 action continues here on 10 Play. It is match day 2 and at Landon Stadium where Blacktown City are up against Adelaide United. It is the A-League side, Adelaide, that has a 1-0 lead at half-time. Stefan Mork with the goal that decided the first half of that contest at least. Welcome to our halftime show. I'm Neve Owens here alongside Luke Wilkshire, Roy O'Donovan. Super entertaining first half, Lukey, and just when it felt like Blacktown was starting to get a little bit of momentum, it was Stefan Mork and Adelaide United who broke the game open.
It was. Look, I think, Adelaide come out well. I thought they started the game, the first half, really well. well, dominated in the early beginnings, but then Blacktown started to get into it. They started to find their rhythm. They had chances, more or less shots from distance, but they felt like they were dominating, and then sucker punch, as we often see in football, and they're a goal down.
Absolutely. I felt like, yeah, as you said, Adelaide started really well, passing the ball around. I actually thought they got used to the turf surface very quickly. But towards the end of that half, they weren't getting hold of the ball up top of the pitch. And as you said, Blacktown were coming back into it and looking a serious threat. And I just think that mark goal now is taking the edge off. They go into half-time happy. But Blacktown, well and truly, still in this game.
It's really interestingly poised at half-time, isn't it? We spoke about Danny Choi before the game, played a couple of games for Adelaide. Would have loved to sink that one. But tough conditions, Lukey. End-to-end football, plenty of opportunities in transition, and perhaps the pitch playing a bit of a role in that.
Yeah, it definitely does. But like I said, I think it's actually been a really entertaining game. It's actually quite open. We see here chances, shots, a lot of shots from distance without really troubling Adelaide too much. But then it comes this. This is all about timing of the run, the timing of the ball, and Mork. This is what he does really well. Coming into the box late. Great goal from Adelaide's perspective. Very disappointing for Blacktown.
Brilliant. It was brilliant hold of play. Great overlap by Kitto. The timing, the pace, and the cutback. And Mork doing what every good attacking player should be doing, getting in the 6-yard box for an easy tap in. But yeah, no, look, I think Blacktown, in all fairness, have come out and tried to play an open game, and they're well in it.
They'll be disappointed. They lost their skipper, Mario Chabau, there in the first half. He hasn't played a lot of football lately, Roy. They started him tonight. Got, what, half an hour of football out of him?
He hasn't played a lot lately, and it's a big risk, to be quite honest. I'm not sure it was one worth taking. With, as they spoke about in commentary there's finals football to come in the NPL, but I'm sure this was a big game on his calendar, but unfortunately it could be a season ender there.
So at half-time, it is Adelaide with a 1-goal lead, but Blacktown City well and truly in this contest. We've got another round of 32 game kicking off very soon from the West Coast, where it looks like a dirty old evening. Perth Red Star up against Lions FC, and Robbie Feldman's calling this one.
Thank you, Neve. Yes, not too far away from kick-off here in Perth. This all-NPL clash between reigning WA Premiers Perth Red Star and from Queensland, Australia Cup regulars Lions FC, who are making their 5th appearance. And as we take a look at the teams for tonight, there are some familiar A-League names in this Red Star lineup in Liam Reddy and Joel Chianese. But the big goal threat tonight is NPL veteran Daryl Nicol, a 3-time Player of the Year, triple Golden Boot, over 150 NPL games, and he has better than a goal a game record. Unbelievable stuff. Now for the Lions, they sit 3rd in NPL Queensland, but have scored the most goals, and nearly half of them have come off the boots of Alex Fitchner and Andy Pengelly. Finn Beakhurst is a former Mike Cockrell medalist from 2021, and on the bench, former Wellington Phoenix and Brisbane Roar player Josh Brindle South will add his experience later in the game. Two very strong NPL teams about to do battle. Kick-off is just a few moments away.
Robbie, thank you so much. We'll stay in touch throughout that game. Kick-off very soon. Let's head to Imperial Core Stadium now. We've got Lukey, Brisbane City up against the Western Sydney Wanderers. We spoke in the pre-game about the fact that Stadge will be keen to get his reign off to a very good start. And 4 minutes in, they had their opener.
Yeah, he couldn't have asked for a better start. Look, disappointed from Brisbane to concede so early. It's the last thing you want to do. But look at Clure, an easy tap in there. Disappointed from Brisbane. But then again, straight after that, again, another opportunity for Wanderers. So early on Stadge, definitely rest assured in this game now can go through. But yeah, Battleladder, look, a great ball in. Again, the goalkeeper dropping it down, and Battleladder jolly on the spot, a good finish. Yeah, right place, right time. And Brisbane City's team talk before the game would have been keep it tight, first 15-20, but within 20 minutes the game is over. Stadge now looks like the super coach, and just what he needed.
2 goals inside 10 minutes. We know Brisbane City have got a few players out injured as well. That's hard to fight back from, Lukey.
It's tough, for sure. Look, I think they obviously responded well, having conceded 2 goals in 7 minutes. To not concede going into half-time gives them a little bit of impetus going into the second half, but it's a tough task.
Speaking of conceding going into half-time, let's head to Rockdale Illingdon Sports Centre now, shall we? The Newcastle Jets, the visitors there, up against Rockdale. It is the Jets and Justin Vidic, who got his start in this one, Roy, who scored the opener for Newcastle. Yeah, well, Rob Stanton there has made a big call by dropping Lockie Rose, but Justin Vidic, for a big man, moves his feet ever so well. His hold-up play was terrific in the first place. The defence from Rockdale didn't do much wrong there, but a terrific finish, pure power, and
rightly so, put his team ahead early on.
And I think not too dissimilar to the game we've seen with Blacktown and Adelaide, that Newcastle come out really well. They got the goal, they went ahead, and we were curious to see the response, and we saw the response from Rockdale. They lose the ball here in midfield, and we spoke about Jurasevski before, and this is what he likes. Give him a little bit of space, he puts two legs in that, and then he shows the quality that he has, the composure and the vision to lay this on a platter for Bay Antonio, and a goal they thoroughly deserved. And from this moment, they look to dominate the rest of the half, but yet again, things change in football very quickly.
Yeah, they looked like they were well on top here. They had kind of broken the Jets' resolve, and as we said, Jurasevski, what he does best, he doesn't take a backward step, but cardinal sin right in the stroke of half-time. Terrific delivery, ball drops, Johnny on the spot. Here he is, Vidic again, 2 goals for the night, and he gives the Rockdale fans a little bit of stick as well for the troubles.
The Jurasevski assist was a thing of absolute beauty, but they'll be kicking themselves, won't they, heading into the sheds? So nearly 1-1, but all of a sudden the Jets have got the lead again.
Oh, for sure, they'll be disappointed. Right on the stroke of half-time, we spoke about, and like I said, up until then they were dominating. But for sure, they'll take a lot of positives out of that first half, and I'm sure the second half is still all to play for.
So we see the stats there. You can see just how evenly poised it is. 5 shots from Rockdale, 3 from the Jets. Both have had 2 on target. This match feels very much like there could be plenty of action, Roy, in the second half.
Yeah, as you said, it's poised for a great second half. It's in the balance, and Rockdale's tactics will be now get the ball forward to Jurasevski as quick as they can and try and hurt the Jets in transition.
We spoke in the pre-game about how strong Rockdale are, how strong Blacktown City are, and Lukey, that's how the first 45s have played out. Both NPL sides absolutely taking it to A-League opposition.
Yeah, definitely. I think both these games are both in the balance. It could go either way. Look, we've seen the quality of the A-League sides, which is why they've got their noses in front. But you definitely can't ride these 2 NPL sides off.
And Carl Viet won't, will he? We know how seriously he takes the Australia Cup. He's got an experienced bench there to call on as well. So he will well and truly look to put this one away. He will, and he knew coming into the game it was a huge test. It's proved to be a huge test. They need another goal to finish this game off because Blacktown will be there until the 95th minute. Check out those conditions in WA as well. Perth Red Star up against Lions FC at Percy Doyle Reserve. Robbie Feldman calling that game. Kick-off just seconds away. The players will be looking to warm up good and proper, nice and fast, Lukey, because that's not a night that I want to be out on the sideline.
It doesn't look very pleasant out there, but look, for football conditions, no problem. Maybe not so nice for the spectators, but we're comfy enough in here. Good Irish conditions. Beautiful Irish weather, yeah. And I can hear them in my ear. I get a suntan in that. We'll keep you right across all 4 games. The first half from WA, the second halves from New South Wales, Queensland, and indeed Rockdale as well. We'll bring you all the goals throughout the second half. Looking at this Blacktown City Adelaide United clash, our main game this evening. We heard from Mark Crittenden in the pre-game that he's missing a few troops. He wanted to make that very clear from the get-go. But defensively, Lukey, this is a very well-structured side. They are. Look, and he always is, Critto. He's a clever manager. He knew what he'd be coming up against. He hadn't prepared. They're experienced. Even Major going to centre-back has done a job. Yes, he's a striker, but makeshift. He's done a good job in the first half, and they've looked solid. They're a threat in transition. We know the quality they've got. They're just lacking that little bit of cutting edge up front at the moment. There was one real striker's challenge, though, in that first half that we saw from him, wasn't there? He stepped out of that centre-half position, and that's the issue. He's getting a bit too confident. He was at right back, and he kind of kicked the legs of the attacking player, and he's leaving big spaces behind him. But as you said, he's done a great job. The real chance Blacktown have is Mitch Malia. I think he's the one. He's the danger man in this second half, especially. Danny Choi maybe a little bit as well. That's their real chance of getting something out of this game. I've really liked Madana for Adelaide United. He is quick, Lukey, on that right edge. He is. He's a fantastic talent. He had a taste of the A-Leagues last year, and he's coming through, and obviously he's looking to stamp that right back position his own. He lacks that little bit sometimes with his final decision-making and execution, but physically, you won't find any better. I think he does about 36, 37 k's an hour. I've worked with him, and he's pretty quick, even faster than me, believe it or not. It's very hard to believe. I do believe it. I do. Let's head back now to Landon Stadium. Scotty Mack is there with a very special guest.
Yeah, here with Stefan Mork, the goal scorer from the first half. You guys have got the edge, but boy, Blacktown aren't going anywhere. What's been the message from the boss in there? What do you need to improve on in this second half?
I think we just need to try and get it forward into the pockets a little bit quicker, and once we get in there, kind of up the tempo. It's obviously a little bit slow playing on the artificial, so we understand this. We just need to try and move it a little bit quicker in that final third, and we know they're going to fight for everything, so we need to try and kill the game off early.
Yeah, that final pass doesn't quite seem to be sticking. Is it the pitch or a bit of rust as well, a combination?
Probably a combination. There's no excuses at the end of the day. Both teams are playing on it, but it is difficult on this artificial field, and yeah, we're all kind of playing a new way, and there's new players out there, so we just need to get better with that combination play.
All right, well, best of luck in that second half. Hope the engines go well.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Let's get up to the commentators now. It's over to Teo and Macca.
Yes, big thank you to Stefan Mork for giving us his time, and he's sprinting over to join his teammates in their final little warm-up before the second half gets underway. So they do hold a 1-0 advantage. Interesting to hear Stefan Mork's comments, and unprompted bringing up the synthetic surface as a factor in the match so far. Macca, you've been on this stage and played on synthetics in your time. Does it get in your head as a player, or is it the sort of thing that's just horses for courses, given that I'm sure plenty of guys that have come through NPL academies will have played on synthetics quite regularly through the course of their careers?
Yeah, look, as we get underway in the second half, I think it depends on your experience on them. And I will say, the older you get, they tend to work the body a little bit more as well.
So, second half kicks off with a curious high ball. Just a real tester to see if the light configuration was to Isaiah's liking, and he didn't lose the ball. So, no additional substitutions. There was one forced one in the first half, with Mario Chabau having to leave the game for Blacktown City, and he was replaced by the number 36, Sebastian Haywood, the youngster who still splits his time between first grade under-20s and under-18s for Blacktown City. And we will see just how much juice they have to take on Adelaide United and hunt an equaliser here. There is the aforementioned Haywood, but Kiddo is able to clear, and the final decision is a foul by Haywood, and Dylan Perias definitely didn't like it.
Well, there's lots of arguing going on in front of us at the moment from both sets of players. Mark Crittenden's in deep conversation with the fourth official.
Let's see if a fired-up Perias now can channel his aggression towards finding Adelaide a second goal. He's gone and taken on the entire Blacktown defence single-handedly. And now Joey Gibbs is a lone hand up top for Blacktown City as James Delyanov gets another touch of the ball. And now Delyanov hurried into a clearance. Lynch is going to watch it bounce. Madana is going to try and come through, though, and he wins the ball away. Jovanovic brings a high-bouncing ball under control. Clough and Yo. Now Madana, the reason this attack has been able to continue on. It's going in the wrong direction as far as Adelaide are concerned. Kikianis. And Kikianis made solid contact with Gibbs, but play continues. Another high ball, another moonraker, which is brought down by Malia. He's immediately got company, and he's trying to use his trickery to get out of a number of jams, but he can't do so. Gave it a good crack. Here is the goal scorer from the first half, Stefan Mork. Kiddo here. Sees Clough. Zach Clough. Alagich had a quick look over the shoulder, but didn't want to press forward just yet. Isaias. Madana. Panache Madana. Backs his speed. He blazes past Lynch. It's Madana in at the near post. And Jovanovic had it all to do with a marker right on his backside. Instead, it deflects out for a goal kick.
Well, he's clearly shown he's got Lynch for pace down that right-hand side, and I think it's an outlet that Adelaide could be using a little bit better. We heard Stefan Mork talking about getting the ball into the pockets and being a little bit quicker from there. I think if they can do that and release Madana going down that right, they'll be odds on to win that contest for most of the evening.
that Ash Madano has played for the young Socceroos, Australia under-20 team. He was limited in game time last season due to injury. He'll be hoping to put a full campaign together because he's definitely got a bit of talent in his debut season, the one before last. Certainly broke in with a bit of promise. He'd love an uninterrupted campaign this spring and summer. Aligic, Mork. Pass was a little bit hot to handle for Yull, and so Choi came away with the ball. Fernandez. Malia now starting very deep in his own half, and Kiddo immediately strips him of the ball. Gibbs is chasing the back pass here and got a little hair raising for just a moment, but Delyanov was quick out off his line.
Well, Ryan Kiddo put the arm up straight away to apologise, just underhit it a little.
And Adelaide will be mindful not to invite Blacktown City on here. They've done well to pass the ball out to the right, and they've got Madana off and running yet again. Lynch sets himself, and then, well, maybe it was just the way he set up that forced Madana to veer a little too wide. Maniti. Lynch. Fernandez cuts inside. He wants the crossfield pass, but Bernie and Malia, I don't think either of them suspected the ball was intended for them. Quick long ball, which O'Brien has to keep away from Jovanovic. As he turns and faces, he's played it out for a corner. And so a little gift for Adelaide United.
It was just a misplaced pass back, wasn't it? And all of a sudden, out of nothing, Adelaide have a corner. Some bodies into the box. We know Zach Clough, his delivery is usually on point.
So an opportunity for Adelaide to try to double their lead. Just 6 minutes into the second half, and they almost did. Kikianis came through. He's arguing at quarter deflection. Jack Morgan says it's a goal kick.
Well, I was with Kikianis there for a second. It was a decent ball in. You can see into that near post area. And I thought he headed that down on target and it deflected wide, but Jack Morgan didn't agree.
So a bit of a let-off for Blacktown City. Can they take the ball down the other end? Search for an equaliser right here. Maniti. Travis Major. And now Gibbs. Good save. Really sharp effort. And Delyanov able to tip it over the bar. Blacktown City, they creating.
Well, Kyle Viet is going nuts on the sideline here. You could hear him say somebody has to put pressure and address the ball. Major with a good ball in. And a good touch as well. First touch there is good. The strike isn't too bad. Probably going over anyway. Delyanov wasn't taking any chances.
Corner taken short, and then Maniti concedes another 20 metres. O'Brien headed away from the edge of the box. Can Blacktown keep the numbers forward? Hayward, the youngster, out to Malia. Which Malia goes to work here on Yull. Freed his feet for the cross. It's going to be set back to a teasing position, but there was no one there for Blacktown City, and Adelaide find the safety of touch.
Well, that's good defending from Stephen Mork. Just sweeping around the edge of the box, knowing that the knockdown was an option.
Just feels like first 10 minutes of the second half. The game's in the balance here, and Adelaide might be able to take it away. Jovanovic had snicked off his toes at the last. Maniti saves the night for Blacktown City.
Well, he did well, because all of a sudden, Adelaide were away. He recovered well and got a toe in.
Game's in the balance. It feels like a goal could come at either end, but if it comes at Adelaide's end, that might be enough of a barrier to see them through to the round of 16. Clough's corner. He found the head of Kikianis only a moment ago. Goes for something similar here. Kikianis was the target again, and this time a series of deflections takes it out for another corner.
Once again, Zach Clough, the delivery in that near post area, right along the 6-yard box, just inviting someone to go and attack it. In this case, Kikianis couldn't quite get there.
He's become the obvious threat at these set pieces. Near post this time. First head of Blacktown City, Choi and Maniti combine, and they've got it out of danger, at least temporarily. Someone's found a drum over in the grandstand, just trying to generate a little bit more energy and atmosphere for the Blacktown City home team, because Adelaide are on top at the moment.
Well, it's a decent crowd, really, isn't it? Just a little quiet. Maybe need to get a little bit of voice in there to help their team.
And I've got to say, very evenly dispersed. We've got, for those of you not familiar with the venue, about 4 tiers of bench seating over on the camera side of the ground, a lot of which is full, and we've got people standing in a terrace-like situation. So it's not just the grandstand, and you can see lots of people ringing the field. You were enamoured with what was going on at half-time, Macca, as well?
Yeah, the young kids out there juggling the balls, trying to hit the crossbar. It was good entertainment for the crowd as well.
At least 50, if not 100 kids all at the same time.
Yeah. The Blacktown youngsters out there in force.
Here's O'Brien. Ambitious pass, which was telegraphed somewhat. Kiddo picked it off. And then played to Aligic, who was surrounded by opponents. And now Major looking to take charge. Beautifully measured pass. Gibbs and Malia tries to knock it onto his own advantage. And it will be a throw-in. Mitch Malia, an amazing story. He actually retired after Blacktown City won the grand final in 2022. Only to then receive revolutionary treatment to what he thought was a career-ending knee injury and unretire and come back for this season. Sydney FC and Perth fans will remember him from yesteryear, and he's going to be delivering this free kick right now. Mitch Malia on delivery. Can Blacktown City draw level? First header was theirs, and it's high out over the bar. Needed more of a skim than forceful contact from Martin Fernandez.
Well, we spoke about Zach Clough's delivery. It was a great ball in from Mitch Malia there, right into the danger area. Blacktown get the head on it first, but Fernandez couldn't quite guide it on target. But first contact, a little warning sign maybe for Adelaide.
Hayward commits the foul here in midfield against Mork.
Well, I thought Stephen Mork milked that one. Hayward pulled out.
Madonna ran blindly into a 1-on-3. Prendergast is still going to have to clear off his last line, though. Strikes it true. Kikianis had to sit for the header, but then gave it straight back to Fernandez, and now Blacktown City can go. Choi took the ball in stride. Madonna's got back goal side of him. Choi gets the cross away. Malia squares it back. Brilliant save by Danielov, and Blacktown City are foiled. And that would have been a super goal. And Fernandez can get back to his feet, hoping, but this time the ball flashes through the penalty area. Martin Fernandez drawing a brilliant save out of the Adelaide keeper.
Well, we've seen this a number of times, ball going out wide. And Danny Choi had to wait to get the support to go in the box. He takes on Madonna with a great ball to the back post. Marley with the header back across, and he just has to try to guide it into the far post. Does it well, but Delianov, he's awake, gets a hand there and palms it away. Great football from Blacktown.
As we approach the hour mark, we've spoken so much about what Blacktown City might try to do to get back in the game, but before we start to see activity on the bench, Macca, I might just plant the seed with you of which subs, if any, you might like to see from Adelaide United's perspective. Of course, we don't know which of their players might be on minutes plans or who Carl Beard has set the gauntlet out to play the full 90. This bouncing ball is hooked away from Choi at the very last second by Isaias.
Well, that's always an interesting one early in the season. As you say, it can be a plan to have certain minutes for certain players, but the score can also be a reflection of what happens on those changes. I did speak to Zach Clough before the game, said he's only played 60 minutes. That hamstring injury he suffered in the last game of last season, so probably be one that they'll look after a little bit. But with the rest, as you say, they'll have their thoughts and their plans, but as long as it stays 1-0, that could be altered.
Hugely experienced bench. Harvey Lopez, Ryan Tunnicliffe, mature age NPL signing Austin Ayubi, who really is at Adelaide United thanks to his exploits for Metro Stars in this very competition. Foul here, and under the grandstand, the home fans find their voice with a couple of boos. Jack Morgan and Isaias.
I don't think there could be any complaints there. The first two, there was nothing wrong, but I think the last one, he just caught the leg as he was trying to break away.
Alagich got himself into a little bit of trouble, but then squeaked out of it. Away from Fernandez, and now Clough on the move. Piraeus. First thought was to jag inside. He's showing his speed here in the finish. High over the bar, but Piraeus, who's been living in the west of Sydney as a wanderer for the last 12 months, so certainly not unfamiliar surrounds for him. Couldn't keep it down.
Well, it's really the first time that he's actually broke inside. Been able to find some space. He's gone on the outside on a number of occasions tonight.
Great combative midfield work there from Joey Gibbs to keep the ball in Blacktown City possession. Manidi's ball out to the right. Malia, he's been a creator tonight. He's looking for the right pass again here. Decides to defer over to Lynch on the left flank. The left back getting forward. Grant Lynch moves it with Choi. And is he going to make ground here? He continues his run and wins a corner. Just when it looked like he got caught flat-footed, and a number of that pocket of kids who were trying to hit the crossbar at half-time will eagerly watch this corner swing in now.
Well, I don't think he really wanted to go forward, did he? But when the ball was played, he thought, well, I have to now. And he did well to get there.
So is this Blacktown City's moment? A corner kick. They do have some targets to aim for. Shouts for handball in at the near post. Cleared. Second chance here for Choi. And the assistant referee is flagging for offside, so the attack breaks down. And no VAR, of course, to have a second look at the handball shouts. Referee's decision is final.
Well, there was plenty of shouts from that far side of the field, wasn't there? Manidi, as the ball was cleared straight into his head, it's rebounded back in, and Choi was still trying to get back from taking the corner. He was in an offside position.
He was quick to move on, no great amount of protesting, so Blacktown City's focus turns to defending right here. Piraeus. Alagich. Isaias, little outside of the foot pass. Matana. And he's immediately forced towards the sideline. Mork has to go back to Isaias. Piraeus. Adelaide owning the ball, but not exactly forcing the issue. Who's going to come up with a killer pass? Or a darting run? Alagich. Well, Kiddo was the answer, and Blacktown City boot the ball away.
It was just a little too tight, wasn't it? Travis Major read the run. You could see the pass was coming.
Mark Crittenden looking for more from his team. Looking for the forward thrust that can get an equaliser. Adelaide's got the ball deep in attack at the moment. Kikianis, a couple of headed opportunities from him at set pieces in this second half. Young centre back. I think at the start of last season it was Alexander Popovic who was in the boots of Kikianis. Popovic having since moved on mid-season to South Korea. And we're going to see a sub here. second of the night, and the first tactical one rather than one forced by injury. It's going to be Ryan White coming on for Adelaide United, and he's going to replace Johnny Yull. So one of the younger players in that Adelaide lineup comes on for someone even younger. And Ryan White gets his opportunity.
Well, just as we skip past that 60-minute mark, I'm sure that was probably a planned one.
Yeah, absolutely nothing about Yull's performance or level of energy suggested that he was in line to get subbed, was it? So first change for Adelaide then, and first touch for Ryan White. O'Brien consolidates for Blacktown. Lynch is happy to go back to his keeper. See Adelaide getting a bit more aggressive in the press, hunting the ball. Ivanovic forces a quick pass out to the right. Now a battle ensues. That flag goes Blacktown City's way.
I was just keeping my eye on Tyrone Burney there. Just a little grab at the left hamstring.
Is it the fall, not quite, of this free kick here, the number 12, who's been playing on the right flank for Blacktown City. Ball's on the opposite side of the pitch for now. Madana. Well, he showed the step over to Grant Lynch and then he lost the ball. Bernie. Malia. He's got Pareus tracking in here. Mitch Malia cuts it inside. Hayward, the youngster. And now at the top of the box, Bernie keeps it moving. He was bowled over. No advantage. Choi with a shot and held between the eyes by Delianov.
Well, good ball movement again from Blacktown. The shot from Choi straight down the throat. Delianov.
Adelaide United's recent potential banana skins. They, as we see the shot here from Choi, saved by the Adelaide keeper. 2021, Florian Athena from Western Australia took them to extra time. 2022, Adelaide City found two equalisers, one in the 91 in extra time to go all the way to penalties, and then Joe Gauchi just dominated the penalty shootout and short-circuited any hope of a cup set. But in recent years, they have found themselves in tight tussles, albeit prevailing, against NPL opponents in the early rounds of the Australia Cup. Malia keeps the ball moving, and Gibbs with a 1-2. He wants the hot boot because Mitch Malia is the man that's going to make something happen. He wins a corner here.
That was lovely feet from Mitch Malia, wasn't it? Under a lot of pressure near the sideline. A little give and go. Received the ball back.
Lockie Campbell is about to take the bib off. He's going through his final sprints for Blacktown City, so a change is afoot. How they would love to grab an equaliser right here before fresh legs come on. Malia takes the corner that he won. It's a keeper foul. And a cannon effect of one push, leading to multiple bodies sprawling in the penalty area.
It'll be interesting to see this one on the replay. You see there, yeah, Lynch just coming straight through the back of Delianov, and then all and sundry getting involved.
Well, so often after a situation like that, you might say keepers are a protected species, but that was actually a pretty blatant foul, wasn't it?
Well, I'd normally be the one on that bandwagon, Teo, but yeah, I think that was pretty clear.
So Lockie Campbell, who is a very versatile player, could potentially come on and play centre-back here and let Travis Major push further forward. Very interesting to see exactly what lever Mark Crittenden is about to pull here.
Well, we were having that discussion at half-time, weren't we, Teo? And thought, as long as it stays like this, they may keep it similar, but how long until they say, well, we're losing 1-0, it's all or nothing here.
Misplaced pass. White was perhaps caught out by the ball, and Choi looking to break away. He's on his own against a cluster of Adelaide opponents, though, and he's got to keep the ball at his feet before he can bring teammates into the game, and he decides, I've not had enough with you, I'm going to go back and try and beat you again, and he wins a free kick. Showmanship from Danny Choi there, and he wins a foul in a very dangerous position.
Well, great feet. I thought he could have gone down earlier 1 or 2 times. He looked like he was in a position he was going to get clipped, but stayed on his feet. Bamboozled the defence. In the end, it's Madonna just clips him.
He was away. He was doubling back towards the halfway line, and then he thought, no, you know what, I'm going to go take you again. So the change, and they're insisting here, Blacktown City, on making this change before the free kick, is Martin Fernandez coming off for Lachlan Campbell. So Fernandez, who's had some sighters in this game, fired a couple of shots high over the bar, gets congratulations from Mark Crittenden and the assistant coaches as he heads to the sidelines, and on comes Lachlan Campbell. Scored in the 2022 grand final that Blacktown City won against Manly United. Can he make an instant impact at this set piece? Danny Choi's free kick, one in the wall. In it, Holmes on the target! And even though the keeper ended up in the net, the ball did, and Danielov makes the save. Everyone's confused because the net was rippling, but it was the man, not the ball, that fell into the net.
Well, remarkable. Was he going for the shot, or was it a miss hit, Teo? I think he was going for that. Trying to catch Danielov sleeping.
No time wasted over the corner, but it's a let down as far as Blacktown City are concerned, headed off the near post. Choi will get a third chance. Is it third time lucky? Lifts the ball, Major's on his own. He lets it sit up for a volley, and he flashes it back across the face. No one able to catch a deflection. He didn't end up firing it on the target. Now Perez, we know he can run and gun. Can he go the entire length of the pitch, though? He's had his pocket picked. Oh, and there's afters here with Malia. Did Jack Morgan see it? That's the question. Dylan Perez appeared to kick out at Mitch Malia there.
Yeah, I think he just pushed out at him, didn't he? Probably good refereeing just to calm it down. It's been pretty good natured, the match. There was too much in that, and everybody's happy with that, and they get on with it. Here's another look at that chance. Choi almost catching Delianov sleeping at that near post.
Clipped up by Bernie. Equaliser for Blacktown City. Travis Major. The man's synonymous with this club. And that brings Landon Stadium to life. We've got a cup tie on now. Blacktown City won. Adelaide United won.
Well, you felt it was coming, didn't you? The pressure and a couple of good balls into the box. Delianov's been forced into a couple of good saves as well. And they just kept coming, Blacktown. And again, as the ball falls into that little area, it's just clipped over to the back post. And up strong, Travis Major. He's been at back all night. There he is up front. It's a calm little ball into the box. Just puts it into that area and says, go and attack it. And Travis Major duly applies the finishing touch with a wonderful header. And they're back in this match.
Well, Tyron Burney with the assist. Travis Major. Oh, the Blacktown City greats. He was last in the A-League all the way back in 2015 with the Central Coast Mariners. And he rejoined Blacktown City in 2022 after trying his luck in India with a club called Round Glass Punjab before coming back to Blacktown City, where he's missed some football with injury, but for the most part he has been the player who will do whatever it takes to get this club success, including tonight playing at centre-back, even though he's one of the, if not the all-time leading goal scorer in NPL football for the team.
Well, you'd have to say that's inspired coaching, the substitution. Campbell coming on, pushing Major up top. The substitution, the coaching masterclass has paid off.
And now the game is delicately poised, and I don't know, Macca, I feel as though just mentioning the Flory and Athena game, the Adelaide City penalty shootout, we knew there'd be a twist. We knew Adelaide might make hard work of this tonight. They want to make it a moot point and retake the lead, but Tyron Burney, fresh off that assist, is able to clear it away. I guess the good news is Adelaide under Carl Viet, they have found a way to get through. The only time they have been knocked out of the Australia Cup by an NPL team was all the way back in 2016 against Redlands United, when they were the defending A-League champions.
I remember that one. I think the goalkeeper coach for Adelaide down on the bench there, Eugene Galekovic.
If he's a smart man, he won't remember.
He'll remember, trust me. You remember those ones just as much as the good ones.
So, 1-1 the score. Madonna. Clough. Alagic. Well, Adelaide, if nothing else, this might be sterile possession, but at least they're starving Blacktown City of the ball while their adrenaline is pumping. And you can tell it's pumping because they are hunting possession. Choi. Malia. He really has shown us everything tonight. His first touch has just been ever so sharp. Comes unstuck this time.
I think he really lifted his game in the second half as well. He's really enjoying the contest.
Perez. Square ball. Mork, Adelaide's goal scorer. Can't find Ivanovic. And here is Major in a new position now. He's playing on the right side of a front three of sorts. He's going to try and turn assist maker here. Joey Gibbs. Gibbs waits for Malia to advance forward. Malia attracted the attention of Kiddo, and Kiddo able to nick the ball away. Ivanovic back to goal with it all to do. Waited for Clough and did very nicely. Clough out to the wing. Hayward not taking it backward step.
We can feel a little bit of energy now around the ground, can't you? The
Let's go
crowd
around the grounds now, where Perth Red Star have opened the scoring against Lions FC.
Touch through now. O'Shea, low cross coming in, awkward for the keeper to deal with. Pond out of position, and the home side are able to score at the near post.
Matthew George with the goal, so 1-0 to Perth Red Star 35 minutes in, as we take you back to the second half of the clash between Blacktown City and Adelaide United.
Joe protected the fall of the ball, wanted a foul. He was almost refereeing himself there and eventually talked Jack Morgan into it. We're going to see a substitution. Yahya Dakuli is coming on for Adelaide United, and he's going to be replacing Dylan Pereus, whose competitive debut for the Reds finishes after 76 minutes.
We'll take that opportunity to go back around at the grounds. Western Sydney Wanderers with 2 early goals, but Brisbane City have pegged one back.
And a good addition for Brisbane City, an opportunity for them now. Bobbled in the box. Maroney getting the strike away! And the whole crowd brought to their feet. Adulation.
So just 1 goal in it with 10-odd minutes to play as we head back to Landon Stadium.
Here it's White, and it's blocked away. Combination of O'Brien and Prendergast able to steer the ball outside the penalty area. Last gasp defending from Blacktown City.
Well, Lockie Campbell will be thanking his teammates there. He just spent a little bit too much time on the ball. White stole in. It was a good opportunity as well. Thank his teammates for covering, snuffing out the opportunity.
Not able to get the second ball here. Maniti was in the right spot at the fall of that header. Choi, quick to turn. Major and Choi. Picture in picture, you're getting another look at it here.
And you see as he breaks away, Prendergast was set, but it was the defender that got in and saved the day.
I thought there was a foul in the build-up, but Blacktown City have got possession. And at the feet of Mitch Malia, he can make something happen. He goes looking for Tyrone Burney. Kiddo loses out. Burney in at the near post and half volleyed away. Dakuli, first touch off the bench. And he's not going to get caught cold. Hayward just big swing and got the ball. Did very well, the kid. Plays it out to Malia on the right. Hangs it high. Major again. And this time the header's not on target.
Well, it was a difficult header. He's disappointed with himself, Travis Major, but he was a high ball. He had a defender in front of him as well. But it was young Hayward in the near area here that won the ball. Decent ball again from Malia. He's been very good in the second half in particular.
Just over 10 minutes of regulation to go in this cup tie. As things stand, we will be going to extra time. Last night, Macca, so we'll wait for Panache Madani here. He didn't keep it in. Last night, Andy Harper suggested, inspired by the Copa America, could we see Australia Cup ties go to penalties straight after the 90 minutes? And I said, Harp said, if we were down in Canberra doing O'Connor versus MacArthur in 4-degree weather, I'd probably agree with you.
Yeah, I see there's definite valid arguments for that to happen, particularly during the season for the NPL teams as well. I would have no argument on the cold, cold nights in winter.
Both of these teams want to win it within the 90. They're showing plenty of attacking intent. DeCooley. He's got separation on Bernie here in at the near post. Jovanovic not able to turn it towards a teammate though. Aligic, Adelaide recycle and go again. Jovanovic. Aligic. Just being forced further and further away from the penalty area, and eventually they go and reset it halfway. All the way back to the goalkeeper in the end. So an attack which initially was right at the edge of the 6-yard box for Adelaide through a string of back passes finds its way down to the keeper. They do retain the ball. Madana. White. Isaias for Aligic. Knew where Mork was going to be, but Mork has got his hands full with Hayward. And now defence becomes attack for Blacktown City. Malia. Underhit pass. White to Mork. Kiddo. And he's not on the same wavelength as Yaya DeCooley there.
You've got to hand it to young Hayward. With the exception of Manidi, he's probably the smallest player on the pitch, but he's probably been the most aggressive. Gets himself into the challenges, doesn't he? He's not going to die wondering.
Great stage for a player to introduce himself to a national audience. Can happen at any age, but especially for the youngsters. DeCooley. That pass really just held up and lost momentum as it went. And now DeCooley's legged, and that's a cynical challenge from Bernie. It's going to be the first yellow card of the night, and a pretty easy decision for Jack Morgan at that.
Yeah, I don't think Bernie intention was to bring him down. I thought he was going for the ball, but just couldn't quite get there. See, he tries to get the foot on the ball, but Cooley just too strong and fast. And as he slides in, it just takes it away from him there. In question, there's a decision for Jack Morgan.
So Panagiotis Kikianis got first head on a couple of corners earlier in the half. And he has positioned himself at the back of this pack of players here. Zach Clough in swinging, free kick so dangerous. Prendergast batted it down. It finds its way out of the penalty area, and Malia takes no risks. He just kicks towards the touchline. Clough. And the last touch off Hayward. It'll be a corner. Zach Clough's set-piece delivery has asked plenty of tough questions of this Blacktown City defence. Kikianis, the number 51, being marked by Lynch here at the edge of the 6-yard box. Clough in swinger, right into the mixer, and Major wins the header away. Clough again. White. Isaias. Pointed over to the right, told everyone where he was going, and then he sent Madana. White. Cooley. Isaias to Madana. Panache Madana just trying to find an opening. Didn't forge one in the end, but Clough, almost a different story. Stand-up tackle from Lynch was absolutely vital at the edge of the box. And now Bernie just kicks to clear, but Adelaide is starting to put Blacktown City in a vice.
Well, they've definitely taken the sting out of Blacktown for that 10-minute period before they scored. Blacktown looked to have their tails up, starting to get the crowd into it. Adelaide have done well, as you mentioned, since that goal went in. Just moving the ball around and just taking all that energy out of Blacktown.
Just the two changes, Adelaide, White and this man, Cooley, coming on, and Cooley shows a clean pair of heels to Tyrone Bernie. All about the delivery. He hangs it up for grabs, and Hayward, even though he's diminutive, he won the header quite convincingly there to get Blacktown City out of defence.
Well, they need to as well.
Mitch Marlier has taken a seat behind play. We'll have a look at the chance first.
Nice play. Cooley just knocks it in behind and uses his pace. He had a good look up, and Stephen Moore could just drift around the back. And there he is again. The diminutive Hayward.
Unfortunately, Macca, I think Mitch Marlier's night is done because
Let's head back to Perth now, where Lions FC have an equaliser just before half-time.
As Carlos is able to get around O'Shea, fashions a bit of space for himself, cuts back on the right, the save from Reddy, and it's turned in. There's no offside. And the Lions draw level. And it is the danger man, Andy Pengelly.
As we head back to Landon Stadium, where it is also all level, approaching 90 minutes between Blacktown City and Adelaide United.
Another two that have gone down now through forced substitutions through injury.
And so they're not even attempting to rehab Mitch Marlier here. As soon as he went down, his number was up. And Julian Rodriguez will come on. Fresh legs for the last 6 minutes, if nothing else. And just like when Hayward came on in the first half, the home fans make a bit of noise for Julian Rodriguez, who again is still young enough to play in the under-18s, never mind the under-20s of Blacktown City. Now reaching deep into their squad. And I guess when you know the club inside out like Mark Crittenden, and you're heavily invested in the pipeline of talent, you know who's ready for this stage, and Rodriguez with a great first touch to introduce himself. Couldn't quite string it on for Travis Major. It hasn't been the most vociferous crowd, but if they do score late here, Blacktown City, it's going to explode. Adelaide would love nothing more than to dampen the cheers. Madana, and it's blocked away. Important defending from Nick O'Brien.
Well, he's done very well tonight, hasn't he, Nick O'Brien? He's helped Grant Lynch out in that left-back position. They've worked in tandem very well to nullify Madana in this second half.
Challenge, and the call goes against Major and goes Adelaide's way, but it's immediately at the feet of Lynch, so they weren't able to capitalise. However, that pass might invite them on. White straight back into the traffic. I thought he was fouled. It will still be a throw in for Adelaide, and all of a sudden time is the enemy of both teams to avoid this game going 30 more minutes. It is conventional extra time, 15 minutes each way, and if we still can't separate them, it will be penalties. And Blacktown City fans and long-time fans of the Australia Cup might remember Blacktown City in 2017 went all the way to penalties against Western Sydney Wanderers. They were trying to beat their second A-League team on that cup run, having already knocked out the Mariners. They actually lost the shootout right here, 4-2 to Western Sydney that night. Hard to believe it is some 7 years ago. Just goes to show the Cup is building a bit of its own lore. It's building a bit of its own history. As we see DeCooley here, Adelaide trying to spoil the party. They want to extinguish any magic. Kiddo, and it's over the bar, scuffed out by Jovanovic, and after laying off the assist in the first half, Ryan Kiddo nearly did it again.
Well, they've combined well down that left-hand side. DeCooley and Kiddo. It's a tough angle for Jovanovic. He'd come so far past that near post. You see here, little run. As he cuts it back, you can see how tight the angle is, and I thought that may have come off a defender, in fact, but a difficult angle for the referee to see.
Last minute of regular time then. How many minutes stoppage will we get to sort this one out? Will someone step up and win it without the need for extra time? White. Clough. Looking for Jovanovic, couldn't find it. Manini drags his pass. Very nice little step over flick from Major to Choi. And now the ball over the top. Gibbs, flag stays down. Joey Gibbs brought it on. And he couldn't find Rodriguez. The most recent sub, free as a bird. And the chance goes begging.
Well, he had two options there, didn't he? It was whether or not, as you see the run, perfectly timed. He says he's on side. And he had two options. One was to try to lob Delian off, and the other was to play it square for Rodriguez, and he sort of got caught in the two minds, I think. And in the end, didn't do either.
What a chance for Blacktown City. We tick into 3 additional minutes to end the 90. Alagic. Missed by Hayward. Alagic crunching attempt here from Gibbs. He's trying to do it all at both ends of the pitch now, with only seconds left to work with. Sidelines getting rowdy here at this crucial time of the night. Rodriguez. The youngster emerges with the ball, scuffed the pass. It's a contest though. Madana and Choi, and the referee's going to bring it back for late contact. Blacktown City free kick.
It was young Julian Rodriguez who drew the foul as he played the ball wide. There's a little bit of energy in Blacktown these last minute or two since that opportunity. And with about 2 minutes left to find the winner.
Kiddo under the ball, pop-up header. Major against DeCooley. Dragged on by Tyron Burney. White came across, composed from the youngster. Found Alagic now. He keeps the ball, but the back pass is a little awkward. They trying to pass their way out of it. Alagic. Back to Kikianis. Kikianis to White. Out to right back. Half of stoppage time has expired. 90 seconds to go. Ryan White had that great chance, which combination of O'Brien and Prendergast were able to foil. Given away by DeCooley, and now Tyron Burney can go. Last chance of regulation here for Blacktown City. Burney still weaving forward. DeCooley getting back to challenge. Burney is legged. Free kick right at the edge of the box. We have a grandstand finish coming up.
Well, it looked like DeCooley had done well and got back, but he just overcompensated and allowed Burney to get his body back in front and then dragged him down. And this is Danny Choi territory. He's already taken the ball and said, everyone, leave it to me. You see there, Burney does well to get his body back in front. And he's just dragged down from behind. Great, strong run. And this is dangerous territory.
Gee, DeCooley was trying to foul him for quite a while. If it had gone any longer, he would have been inside the box, and then he would have had to let go, lest he concede a penalty. What a moment at the end of the night. Stoppage time's going to expire. You can be an Australia Cup hero. You can make Blacktown City the 4th NPL team to have defeated A-League opposition more than once. And you can become the 15th instance of an NPL team knocking out an A-League side. Choi! And it was catching practice in the end.
Well, it just didn't have the power, did it? It was easy for Delianov.
And as we take another look at the free kick, it's the last act of regulation time. Extra time coming up in the Australia Cup. And for the third time in 4 years, an NPL team is taking Adelaide United to 120 minutes. The good news for Adelaide is, in 2021 and 2022, they were able to find a way. They beat Floreat Athena in extra time and Adelaide City on penalties. Don't rule out either. Blacktown City have given us a great game tonight, and there's more to come. Because after 90 minutes of this one, the score here at Landon Stadium is Blacktown City 1, Adelaide United 1.
Luke Wiltshire called it early. This was a game that was tight from start to finish. We are headed for extra time between Blacktown City and Adelaide United at Landon Stadium. And we will, of course, bring you all of the action right here on 10 Play. We've had full time in 2 of our other round of 32 Australia Cup games this evening. The clash between Perth Red Star FC and Lions FC is at half time. We'll check in around the grounds. But Luke Wiltshire, Roy O'Donovan, Blacktown City looked like they were coming for them in that second half, didn't it? And they've got the goal to show for it.
They did. Look, you have to say on the way the game's gone, they deserve the goal, that's for sure. And, you know, we're going into extra time. But, look, it's been a tight tussle. There's opportunities at both ends, but Blacktown thoroughly deserve to get that equaliser.
They did. They scored a great goal in the game. I thought they've been pushing hard. Adelaide have been committing a lot of professional fouls. If I've got an issue with Adelaide, I think in the second half, their ball possession, especially through midfield, has been very poor. And Blacktown have capitalised. And, you know, they've got a few wounded men out there, Blacktown, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of spirit left in them to try and get a result here.
They really did capitalise. They left Delianov with a lot of work to do in goal for Adelaide.
They did, and, you know, he stood up to it. He's kept Adelaide in the game, but we see Troy's struggling with cramp, who's been, you know, influential, especially in that second half, really come to life. You know, you saw the substitution, putting Travis Major up top, getting the goal was fantastic from Credo, bring on defender Campbell. But the loss of Mitch Marley also is a big blow with the experience and the quality that he had for Blacktown.
Yeah, the 2 wide players, as we spoke about at half-time, Malia and Choi, they definitely were the danger men. But no, does it force their hand to get the ball up to this guy a little bit quicker, get up to Major, cause a little bit of trouble up there and force Adelaide into mistakes.
Extra time, as you know, at 15 minutes each way to come in just a moment's time as we have a look around the grounds at our other round of 32 match day 2 results tonight. That clash at Landon Stadium will continue in just a moment's time. Western Sydney got the job done over Brisbane City, who managed to peg one back in the second half. The Newcastle Jets held on just against Rockdale Illingdon, and that clash between Perth Red Star and Lions FC is live now in torrential rain in Perth. Lions scored right on the cusp of half-time after conceding early to Perth, so they take the lead into the sheds. Let's have a look at highlights from Landon Stadium, our main game tonight. Blacktown City, Adelaide United. Adelaide United started well, gents. Blacktown City worked their way back into the contest, but it was the A-League side, Lukey, who got scoring underway.
Yeah, it was, and like I said, they started the game really well, dominated, and then we saw even in the second half, we see his set pieces have been a threat. Clough's delivery's been fantastic, but Blacktown have been a threat continually. You know, it's been end-to-end, it's been quite open, the match, which is great for the neutral. Maybe not so much for the coaches, but, you know, we see here Delanoff another great save. He had to make several of them to keep Adelaide in the game, but, yeah. Great game on hand.
Yeah, and they were very unlucky here, as you spoke about, Neil. Delianov kept them in the game quite a few times, to be quite honest about it. But as you said, Blacktown eventually got their goal. But Adelaide, again, they've huffed and puffed. As I said, their creativity through midfield, they've just been a bit sloppy. Like, this was a great chance, a breakaway, but if anything, was against the run of play. Lockie Campbell made a mistake on the halfway line, but obviously this was a big moment as well. Made the wrong decision here, Gibbs, or as you call him, Mario Chabot. But very, very unlucky. I think he's in 2 minds. He needs to either hit it early or play the pass, and he's done neither in the end.
Very easy mistake to make as we take you back to your commentary team at Landon Stadium for the first period of extra time. Teo Palazzeri and Daniel McBreen.
So, underway for extra time then. And Adelaide United back attacking the right of your screens. They had the lead through Stephen Mork at half-time, but midway through the second half, Travis Major headed in. And it gives us the 1-1 scoreline that we will be looking at least for potentially another 30 minutes, lest one of these teams does enough to go and win it without the need for penalties. Back in 2022, it was Joe Gauci, Adelaide's hero, as they were pushed all the way to penalties by Adelaide City. And amazingly, in that tie, they actually took the lead in extra time through Louis Dorigo, only for Darcy Dorber to pop up with an equaliser for Adelaide City. So, recent history, a number of these Adelaide players will know that they've been here against NPL opposition and they've found a way out of it, Macca, and I guess that might hold them in good stead.
Well, yeah, that's being a full-time professional squad, you would expect that you could find a way on most occasions, but looking at the game tonight, there's James Delinoff, who's been called into action, particularly of late. There hasn't been too much for Tristan Prendergast to worry about. If that tells you anything, he's could give Blacktown some confidence going into this extra time.
Adelaide have still got quite a few options on the bench. They have subbed on Ryan White and also Yaya Dakuli, but they otherwise haven't reached too deep into their substitutes. Blacktown City, by contrast, have had 2 forced changes. Mario Chabot and also Mitch Marley are having to leave the game, and that could have quite a knock-on effect for their pursuit of the NPL title in New South Wales, where they sit third on the table. So Roy O'Donovan, of course, on the panel tonight for our coverage. A player in that league with Sydney Olympic will know the demands of juggling cup and league and just how potentially devastating it could be. Never mind the emotional side of it if they lose tonight, but tell you what, if they win, it might just be the fillip they need to go on and claim a trophy. Here's Madonna. Swings the ball in. Jovanovic at the near post. And the ball goes out for a goal kick, and it's been a tough old night for Jovanovic leading the line for Adelaide.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same. He has worked hard. He's toiled most of his game with back to play, which is always difficult. He's done that quite well, but he hasn't had too much joy in the box. Not too much come his way.
Adelaide having to get used to life without Hiroshi Ibasuki, who through his seasons at Adelaide was not just a reliable source of goals, but was so important to the structure of how the team's set up. And it does, even though he's, you know, not necessarily an Adelaide Hall of Famer, he certainly has his own era where his presence came to define the team, and it feels like it's a changing of an era, the fact that he's not there.
Yeah, exactly. And also think about Goodwin, not Craig, but the other one who's come from Newcastle, obviously not here tonight. As we spoke about him earlier on, that he would also give them a different outlet in that position, a different type of player again.
Dana has got space here. Can he be the deliverer of an Adelaide equaliser or leading goal here? Madonna. Challenged by O'Brien. Madonna gets a second chance. Clough turned away from the post. Oh, it's almost an accidental ball into the area. As he fell to the turf, he flicked it off the back of his heel. And the crowd, they like young Hayward and the way he has asserted himself on the contest. We're going to see a raft of changes here. Austin Ayubi and Harvey Lopez coming on for Adelaide United. So they've waited for this start of extra time to kick off before making these subs, rather than make them at the end of the 90. And it looks as though it is Zach Clough. And we're going to see a change here for Blacktown City as well. Danny Choi is coming off, and looks as though it's Kikianis, the Adelaide player, who's made way. The Blacktown City player coming on, it's a familiar name for fans of a certain age. Ruben Awaratifi is the son of former Socceroo and long-time NSL player Francis Awaratifi. And so he's played at St George City previously, Blacktown City this season. And just like his father, he is a striker.
Very tall striker. I did coach Ruben a few years ago now, back at Central Coast Sports College on the Central Coast, and showed a lot of talent back then.
He's got quite the presence and set pieces. We've already seen them score one header. Blacktown City. Can Awaratifi perhaps be the player that either grabs or sets up a potential winning goal? So Adelaide, they will have reshuffled their defence here. There's Cooley on the ball, but Harvey Lopez has come on for Kikianis, and so they've really got the veteran duo of Harvey Lopez and Isaias now playing as their centre-backs.
Does that make Kiddo the young kid out there in the back three there when they've got the ball?
I mean, that was their central midfield pairing some years ago, and they've just been forced further and further back. Harvey Lopez can come on and make an impact, as is Austin Ayubi, man whose goal for North East Metro Stars against Melbourne City was particularly memorable in this competition. Ball down the left. Gibbs is going to take on Isaias here, and the Spanish veteran shows composure on the ball. So with Clough coming off, Ayubi is slotted into a bit of an attacking midfield position, almost like a false nine. As opposed to the out nine, who has got that same number on his back, Ivanovic. Isaias just boots it out to the flank, and well, that could have worked out quite nicely had Cooley brought a tricky ball under control.
It turned into a good ball, didn't it? It's obviously coming down from a great height.
Adelaide throw. Kiddo. You see fans lining the fence. They're treated to a very entertaining game. Hasn't always been at breakneck speed, but the flow when it has flowed, as opposed to the ebb, has been incident-packed tonight. Madana. He resumes his duel with Litch. Madana. Ayubi. And his cross is going to have a bit of spin on it to Cooley. Oh, what a strike! Adelaide back in front. It was a teasing ball that caught out the goalkeeper. And Yaya De Cooley, his technique was spot on to put Adelaide into a 2-1 lead.
Well, that's just come out of nowhere. It was a ball that was put into the box that Prendergast came for, and it just drifted away. And it looked to be such a tight angle. The only option would be to drive it back across goal, but De Cooley had different ideas, and that's a great strike. On the left foot, you see there, he just comes across, and he hits it with so much venom that Prendergast has nothing to stop it. Adelaide find themselves in front again. What a finish that was.
And it's the sub, Austin Ayubi, whose ball with a bit of bounce and a bit of backspin is able to find its way into Yaya De Cooley's path. And I mean, just a moment ago, he had trouble controlling a high ball that bounced off the synthetic. He had one-sider, and then he honed his radar.
He fixed the radar straight away, didn't he? Because that was an absolute bullet of a strike. And we saw that replay from behind the goal. Prendergast almost had the goal back covered again, but it just came so quickly, he couldn't even get the arms up in time.
It was the audacity to take on the shot on such an acute angle that might have been a factor in that. Yaya De Cooley, who only scored one goal in his stint in Ligue 2 over in France, or even lower than Ligue 2 in French lower league football, and then he's only scored the one A-League men's goal, and that was all the way back in May of 2021. So when we talk about him rejuvenating and kick-starting his career, well, watch Blacktown City's pursuit of an equaliser here. Awara TV, first real involvement for him off the bench. Major made the most of the contact, and now he's got himself stuck in a 2-on-1. Lynch. Maniti knew he was going to have heat on him. Great close control from Maniti. Now Rodriguez breaks out into space. Rodriguez to Joey Gibbs, and he was closed upon by Aligic.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final Kings figure for tonight's Australia Cup match is 1,531.
And Will Gotsis, the ground announcer, telling us 1,531 here at Landon Stadium tonight. And they will be desperately hoping for a Blacktown City equaliser, but it's Adelaide United back in control.
I can tell you, none of the juniors that were doing the half-time show have gone home. They're all still here watching, hoping that Blacktown can pull something out of this.
And they might just. Delyanov had to go for distance and just boom the ball out. So he bounced over the perimeter fence here. Inside Landon Stadium, such was the clearance. Luckily there is a spare ball on hand immediately, so they can get back underway. Here is a look at some of the kids that are, well, they've found one of the nets behind the goal. They want to watch through the net. Jovanovic, clever play. Mork making a darting run. Blacktown City backtracking in earnest. Bernie has got to be composed here, and he took the sting out of the ball. Allows Pendergast to come across. Hayward can turn and go. Looking for the right pass. It's going to catch a deflection and sit up for Isaias. White. Ayubi. At the edge, and now Ayubi, a bit of a sticky situation. Grant Lynch wins the ball away. Blacktown can't go immediately, though. Hayward. Quite to the advantage of Gibbs, but he's going to give Isaias a tough time. Plays the back pass, and clearance comes out towards DeCooley. Sure, he'll be full of confidence now to take the game on. The ball broke brilliantly for him. As he tries to turn provider, he can't quite string it out to Jovanovic. Composed clearance by Nick O'Brien.
It still feels like there's something in this game. It's a little bit stretched. There's a little bit more space in midfield.
Oh, coming back from an offside position. And the flag goes up against Joey Gibbs right on the halfway line. Can't get caught offside any higher than that, really. And, well, the exasperated expression sums it up for Joey Gibbs. How many of these Blacktown City players have 120 minutes in the legs? Can they create one more chance? Time and extra time is looming. DeCooley takes on Tyron Burney. All the way down to the corner, and he's not able to escape. Ball nicked off him. Rodriguez did nicely. Gibbs. So we've got Waratifi ahead of the ball, so he bides his time. Rodriguez again. And the ball is going to rebound back. It is an open game at the moment, starting to be stretched. DeCooley, Ayubi calls for it in the box. Jovanovic was the short option. He's bumped off it by O'Brien. Good physical defending. Bernie round the corner. Maniti out to Rodriguez. A little feint. He really sold Aliage nicely there. And he found Gibbs. Gibbs with the ball glued to his feet. Hayward and Maniti on slices the pass just when it looked like Blacktown City might be away. And Lynch not able to run it down.
Oh, it's unfortunate because they had got out of the tight pressure and had numbers on this near side.
Ayubi, really come on to compete here. You can see how much he wants to prove a point about his prospects of more game time for Adelaide United this A-League season. Good cup run will be vital for a player like him. Throw in to Benedi and an acre of space in midfield. Bernie. O'Brien sets Lynch a task. Lynch tried to keep it moving, but he had Madana in his path. Last minute of the first half of extra time. Gibbs brings it under his control. Major. Is there one more chance for Blacktown? There will be from a set piece.
Well, one last opportunity before the half-time break. Maniti to take over free kick duties in the absence of Joy.
So with Choi off, it's Maniti on set-piece duty now. Jacob Maniti. Into the near post it goes, and comfortably enough, volleyed away by Mork. So the set piece comes to little, and that whistle means it's half-time and extra time. A quick turnaround.
Just people having a chuckle here as it was the board went up for 1 minute of extra time and it went straight away, the whistle.
Well, I guess it is only the fourth official's recommendation, and Jack Morgan rejected the recommendation, I guess you could say. He's keen for the quick turnaround. And Macca, as we talk through this short break, which can be extended out depending on how slow some teams want to take it. Let's take a look at the goal that puts Adelaide United back in front.
Well, it was a teasing ball, wasn't it? And really, De Cooley had no right to finish from that angle, but what a strike that was. And you see Ayubi with the ball in, and Prendergast just comes, but you see here he almost gets back to cover the goal, but it just comes so quickly, he doesn't have time to react. And it's a wonderful finish from the young man. And it's Adelaide who now find themselves in the box seat. 15 minutes left.
Just on Yaya De Cooley, I mean, he went to Europe, it didn't work out for him in France. He's back, he's hoping for more game time. I mean, he was barely a bit part player when he rejoined Adelaide United last season, so how important is it for him that he puts his best foot forward in the Cup and really gets to the front of Carl Viet's list of options?
Well, it's definitely important to set the season off well, and I think he's done well since he's come on. He's been direct, he's got him behind. He's had a couple of good interactions with Ryan Kiddo as well, so I don't think he's done himself any harm. And then with a finish like that as well, Carl Viet will be happy to see the positive play.
So it is only a quick turnaround for the two teams. Can Blacktown City dig deep and find an equaliser, or will Adelaide United, for the third time in 4 years, shake off an NPL opponent in the Cup after being taken beyond 90 minutes? Of course, last season was a rare aberration for Adelaide United in the Cup. They were knocked out 5-1 by Western Sydney Wanderers in the round of 16. Wanderers who started the Australia Cup full of goals. For those of you watching the coverage tonight, you'll already know that they have punched their ticket to the round of 16 by defeating Brisbane City 2-1. And right now, that's the scoreline here that Adelaide United also enjoy against Blacktown City. So as things stand, Sydney FC, the only A-League team to have fallen at this round of 32 stage. Kiddo with a throw. Jovanovic. De Cooley. And now Ayubi. Austin Ayubi. He's given space to drive here. And now Madana advancing, and he popped it too close to the keeper. Might have been in two minds about which option to choose. Rodriguez confronted by Kiddo and loses the ball. Ayubi. Isaias. For those of you who may have joined us late or come over from another game, Adelaide did make two subs in extra time, with Panagiotis Kikianis coming off for Harvey Lopez at centre-back. And the change was Zach Clough, who has made way for Austin Ayubi here. Right now, that veteran centre-back presence has got the ball under their control. Nick O'Brien. It's knocked over here, and Ayubi steals the ball away. It's Ayubi, Jovanovic! 3-1 to Adelaide. And after a night of toil, it is a goal for Luka Jovanovic, and surely Adelaide through to the round of 16 now.
Well, there was Nick O'Brien on the ball, I believe. He just looked to get his body there. I thought he was maybe complaining of a push in the back, but ball put square, and he's toiled hard tonight, Jovanovic, most of it with back to goal. But Ayubi now, provider again. It's a clinical finish in the bottom corner, and you would think that would be all but it. Just over 10 minutes remaining.
He's come on absolutely locked in, Austin Ayubi, with 2 assists in this extra time period. And there was a yellow card in the aftermath, I believe it was for O'Brien, for protesting to the referee about what he thought was a foul in the build. And so 3-1. It would take a bit of a minor miracle from here as Blacktown City need to score twice just to take this to a penalty shootout. Rodriguez. Ayubi. Madana. It's not the greatest sign for the players that some of the fans are voting with their feet. There's a procession around the walking path on the outer side towards the exit. Walk. Madana. Entering into midfield, Panache Madana. DeCooley. Just can't put a foot on the ball at the moment, Blacktown City.
You can just feel the energy being sucked out of the game, hasn't it, with that goal from Jovanovic. As you said, many of the patrons making their way for the exit, get out of the car park, and it just feels flat on the pitch as well now.
Jovanovic. DeCooley, the 2 goal scorers in extra time, and here's the one from regulation, Mork to Ayubi. 2 assists to his name. Can he add a goal? He's hurdling through the challenges, and it's a free kick right on the edge of the box. He kept his feet because he wanted to keep chasing a potential strike on goal, but Jack Morgan's brought it back.
It was a good, strong, powerful run, wasn't it? Good feet. You see there, the determination. 3 Blacktown players around him.
So prime shooting range here, this set-piece opportunity for Adelaide United to make it 4. Who do you like, the right foot of Ayubi or the left foot of DeCooley?
I think Ayubi's going to take precedence here and say, I'm taking this one.
So we're going to keep Tristan Prendergast guessing in goal. 5 players packing the wall here. Close range free kick. It is Ayubi, and he draws a good save out of Prendergast, who didn't lose sight of the ball.
Well, it was one that you'd expect him to save on his side of the goal. Moving to the last 9 minutes now. Stranger things have happened, but it seemed to have just quietened a bit for Blacktown.
Burning. Gets into a jam here. Rodriguez does well to come in and help him out, and wins a free kick. Mid-range set piece.
I've been impressed with Rodriguez since he's come on the field. He's shown good feet, good determination as well.
You can definitely see why Mark Crittenden trusts him to play against the adults in senior NPL. So delivery will be all important here. Score now, and they will still have the best part of 8 minutes plus any stoppage time to try and get back in the game, but that free kick isn't going to ask a meaningful question of the defence. Mork boots it away. Jovanovic versus Maniti here. Maniti's played it back into a dangerous area, but he's got his goalkeeper Prendergast to help him out. Topped out to the right. Kiddo. Aligic. Now Mork. Gaps opening. Adelaide exploiting. DeCooley. And he's beaten to the ball by Bernie, who is still having to run at top speed right at the end of the night.
Let's head back to Perth now, where Lions FC have a third.
Corner is taken. Carlos, and then the overhead kick finds its way into the back of the net. A spectacular goal. Scored by the substitute, Luke Broderick.
Good reward for the fans who are there at Percy Doyle Reserve on a very wet night, as we take you back now to extra time in our main game this evening.
A couple of Adelaide players who've run themselves into the ground tonight make way. And just to close out this final 7 minutes, we'll see a bit of Tunnicliffe and a bit of the youngster Crawford.
Now, Luki Jovanovic in no hurry to get off the pitch. He's, as we said, worked hard tonight. Another youngster on. And the experience of Tunnicliffe just to shore things up at the back.
Stephen Walk is one of the few players in this Adelaide team that really is made up of youngsters at the beginning and veterans in their mid to late 30s. And Mork fills a very important demographic for the upcoming A-League season of guys in the prime years of their career.
Yeah, it's always important to get that mixed right. Good blend of youth and experience, and a couple of guys who are right in the heart of their career, in the middle of it as well. When you don't get that blend right, and it can become a long and arduous season.
Dispossessed, but Blacktown City have the throw in. Instructions have started immediately for young Harry Crawford after being subbed on. Here comes an attempt and a very well executed long throw. It's going to create a bit of havoc in the penalty area, but the backspin was kind to Delyanov.
Well, young Crawford there took off like a flash, wanted a quick early ball. Delyanov, a little bit more seasoned, said, no, we'll just slow this one down a bit.
White. Ayubi. A bit of a game changer. He's got the youngster Crawford in the middle, and he can't find DeCooley at the far post, and that's going to be a long chase out into a dark night for someone to go and grab that ball that's been booted out onto one of the outside pitches here at Landon Stadium. Lopez. The throw-in goes Blacktown City's way, but not playing with perhaps the true belief of a team that thinks that a miracle of 2 goals in quick succession can happen. You never know how they might spark up if they grab one of them, though, and this could be the chance right here. Ruben Awaratifi with the header. It was on target.
And it wasn't a bad ball from the left from Joey Gibbs. Awaratifi had a little bit to do as he craned the neck muscles, strained them there, trying to guide that into the far corner, but didn't quite get enough on it to trouble Delyanov.
White finds DeCooley. Yeah, DeCooley. White keeps the ball. Alagic to Tunnicliffe. DeCooley goes to ground, and the referee, Jack Morgan, who's certainly been on the more lenient side tonight, is happy to let the players just sort it out amongst themselves. Much to the annoyance of Carl Veer.
5 minutes to go in extra time, 3-1 up, and still an inquest on how the throw didn't go their way.
Benitez's pass is going to force Blacktown City a little bit further backwards. Lynch has had his hands full all night, but he's just kept fighting until the end. Campbell. Blacktown City got numbers committed forward here if Tyrone Burney can find the right pass. Burney drifting and drifting. Ultimately has to steer it sideways, but Lynch is in space. Can he get it on the money here? Well, it's as good an attack as Blacktown City have constructed in extra time, and it almost leads to a goal. A lot of bash and crash in there, but ultimately the combination of Awaratifi and Gibbs can't get it on target.
And Joey Gibbs is claiming that Delianov got the last touch, but it was a difficult one to see from here. And again, it's a ball from the wide area that goes to the back post and get put back in again, which we've seen happen tonight a few times.
I don't think they had looking at the replay, I don't think they had a great claim to a corner there, but that's two reasonable chances they've created. The Awaratifi had a moment ago in that chance, so even though it feels like the sting has gone out of the game, it's not like they haven't had a couple of decent looks at grabbing back one of these two goals that they trail by. The problem is now that time is very much their enemy. We're almost into the last minute of the 120. Here's Awaratifi. First touch opens up the game. He's round the keeper. Ruben Awaratifi! Game on! Do you believe in miracles?
Well, we're into the last minute. Ruben Awaratifi has made a name for himself. There is still hope. And it was just a long ball put through. He does the first touch and a wonderful ball through. Delianov comes and doesn't get there, and he tucks it away. And there is this slightest of hope.
Well, one of the things about the sting going out of the game is it can happen to both teams. And now, could we see a hair-raising final minutes plus stoppage? Jack Morgan didn't play the one extra minute at the end of the first half of extra time. I would, as a neutral here, strongly recommend he at least looks over at the board to see how many minutes at the end of the 120. Because that board is going up in about 10 seconds from now. If they can grab a goal, we're off to penalties. Major, a hidden hope. Only one additional minute, so they're going to have to make the absolute most of it. And Adelaide have a throw in deep in their defence. Lots of arguing the toss over only one more minute. It's going to happen now or never for Blacktown City. Ayubi hooks it high. O'Brien. They've got numbers running forward to the ball here. Ayubi. And it's offside. But it's all going to happen pretty quickly. There's confusion over which ball's the live ball. Burney boots one off because Prendergast has grabbed another. Time to go end to end. Are we about to witness an Australia Cup miracle? Lynch flicked on by Gibbs. Aerial ping pong back and forth. Madonna and up and under. They're not out of danger just yet. They might be now. Alagich. He boots it to safety. Prendergast. Jack Morgan's got the whistle in his mouth though. Adelaide United hold on. And for the third time in 4 years, Adelaide United survive after being pushed to extra time by an NPL team and an Australia Cup tie. And Blacktown City, they gave it their all and they fall just short in the end. Adelaide setting up a 2-goal buffer during extra time. And the late show from Blacktown City very nearly sent us to penalties. But time was their enemy. Certainly Adelaide United's friend. James Delianov had a lot more work to do out of the two goalkeepers by the end of the night. But that work will not involve a penalty shootout. Adelaide just happy to punch their ticket to the round of 16, far from celebrating at the end of this one. And Blacktown City, they're flat, because even though they gave it an almighty go, they've fallen short. Blacktown City 2, Adelaide United 3. All right, we're ready to go down on the sideline. Scott McKinnon, take it away.
Well, Yaya Dakuli, what is the first reaction out of that one? A bit of relief because that was very tight in the end.
Yeah, definitely. Fair play to them. They are a real good side, and obviously we've still got a bit of work to do, but it's early doors for us, pre-season, so we fight and we get the win. That's what it's about.
Okay, let's talk about the good stuff first. Your goal, an absolute rocket on such a fine angle as well. I mean, just backing yourself in or what?
For sure. I've been talking to my boy Nesta, so he tells me, like, let's just hit him, bro. As hard as you can, don't think about it. So that's it.
Is that the way to go? I mean, you've got to back yourself in this game, don't you? If you get the opportunity, small window, go for it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it comes from the team, my team, my coaching staff. The backing is just, they know how good I can be, and I'm a threat when I get in those positions, so just, got to believe in myself.
Okay, so then to the stuff that wasn't so good. I mean, these guys just kept coming at you, didn't they? Carl wasn't too happy with a few things on the sidelines, a few blow-ups. What do you think the message is going to be from the boss after this one tonight?
No, nothing. I think he's our coach. He's got to put us in line when we're not doing the right thing. I know Carl very well. I've had him forever, and he likes to win. So at the end of the day, we won, and obviously there's things to go back and work on, but we won.
Just tell me how tricky it is, because you guys are in pre-season. Blacktown have obviously at the back end of their season and playing some good footy too. So how tricky is it to come here, play on a different pitch as well?
Sure. No, definitely. Like I said, fair play to them. They're a real good side and got some real good ball players. So it's always going to be difficult, different surface. But, at the end of the day, we're the pro team. We've got to show them that, it doesn't really matter. Come out here and win.
Well, you get it done in extra time. Enjoy this one. And, we'll see you in the next round of 16.
Cheers, Scott.
Good work.
No worries. Thank you.
Thank you. Also joining me, Travis Major, mate. Wow, what an opportunity it was for you guys tonight. You put them under so much pressure. Is this a game that just seemed to slip through your fingers at times?
Yeah, a little bit. I think, for 90 minutes we were pretty good. We stuck to a game plan, and then extra time we sort of went away from we were doing well in the first 90, and then we were just making some silly errors, and obviously they capitalised that, and they're the better team on the night and got us.
Okay, tell us about your role tonight. You started at the back and obviously moved to your preferred position. You sent it to extra time. Was that purely down to the lack of numbers, because you got a few injuries tonight?
Yeah. Unfortunately, one of our centre backs busted his nose and decided that he wouldn't be able to play. So against my better judgment, I had to play centre-back, which everyone knows I'm not a big fan of. But obviously I had to put in a shift for the team, because I think we've got 13 first-team players at the moment that are healthy. Yeah. And obviously it doesn't help. Our captain went down after 20 minutes, and he's our leader. So he went down. That sort of changed momentum a little bit. But young Seb Hayward came in, and he did a fantastic job. So, he's got a bright future ahead of himself, and hopefully he's put himself under lights tonight.
Well, what does it tell you about, I guess, the passion and belief in this side, just putting you out there on the national stage, really, and you're missing players, yet you're pushing this team to extra time, a professional team, most successful in the Australia Cup?
Yeah, obviously we got them at a good time, so they're only 4 weeks into pre-season. Yeah. So if there's any chance that you're a good shot, it's probably tonight. But we're 30 games into our season. We're a bit leggy, but again, there's no excuses. They were too good for us tonight, too clinical, and we just made some silly errors towards the end, and we just had a bigger mountain to climb than we could get in the end.
Hey, well, great goal, and congratulations on what was an awesome performance. You put on a show tonight. Best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Cheers. Go well. Cheers.
Travis Major, who scored the goal for Blacktown City that pushed this game into extra time, but it is Adelaide United victorious 3-2 at Landon Stadium. As we have a look at the highlights and throw it all the way back, Lukey, to Stefan Mork's opener.
Yeah, fantastic goal. They started really well, Adelaide. The timing of this ball hold-up play for Jovanovic, the overlap and run from Kiddo, the timing was spot on. Mork arriving right on point, taps it in for what was a great start for Adelaide.
Really was, and at that point you would think Adelaide would have the quality and experience to run over with the game, but Blacktown came back strong. Travis Major, when he went up front, does what he does best, gets to the back stick and powers a header in there, and it made it a very interesting game and forced extra time.
Yeah, it was a game, look, that Blacktown, they did deserve the way the game was flowing. They deserved that equaliser, went to extra time. And then this finish from Dakuli, what an angle. I think no one expected him, but he spoke there about backing himself, and he surely has backed himself there. He's put his foot straight through. He couldn't have hit it any sweeter. This angle's probably the best. He hits it clean as you like, straight through that small gap into the side net, and that proved to be one that really turned it for Adelaide.
So clean. He's one to watch this year in the A-League, that's for sure.
Nesta Irankunda told him that's exactly how to do it, and do you know what?
His bro Nesta, he said, yeah. His bro Nesta told him to do that, and he did it really well. And here we go, a mistake which was uncharacteristic from Nick O'Brien at the back there for Blacktown, and he was duly punished. Great finish by Jovanovic. Clinical, I think. Daniel McBreen put it in commentary, and our Tifi, in the end, it was a consolation goal. Goalkeeper, I thought, could have done a lot better on this one. But 3-2, fair result. Blacktown gave a good account of themselves, but the better team won on the night.
So Adelaide United through to the round of 16. So too Western Sydney, who scored 2 early goals to get the better of Brisbane City. Newcastle Jets held on, but only just against Rockdale Illendon. And that clash between Perth Red Star and Lions FC continues. 75-76, 6-odd minutes over there on the West Coast. Let's have a look at that clash between Brisbane Sydney and the Western Sydney Wanderers. Alan Stadgik's first game in charge of the Wanderers, Lukey, and he couldn't have asked for a better start from his side.
No, perfect start away from home. An early goal, 4 minutes in. The goalkeeper fumbles. Clure, jolly on the spot, taps in to put him off to the perfect start, and you think that was a great start after 4 minutes. You go and score 3 minutes later.
Unbelievable, and this really did settle the nerves, and then down the side again, I think it was Brillante, cut back here, goalkeeper again into a bad area, Badalato punished, and at 2-0, early in the game, I think 10 minutes into the game, you think Western Sydney are going to romp home here, but Brisbane City made it really interesting. 2-1, and from what we could see in the clips, it looked like they were unlucky not to equalise and force extra time in the end.
Put the cue in the rack a little bit, I think, the Wanderers, Lukey.
Yeah, they did, and we spoke about before, you can't do that against these teams. And even if they're missing play, Brisbane were down, very short on numbers, but you see here a deflected goal and momentum shifts and a few nervy moments for Stadgen and the Wanderers at the back end of that game, but managed to hold on. And like the police said there for Adelaide, it was about getting through.
A big deflection there, making it very hard for Lawrence Thomas, but it is the Western Sydney Wanderers through to the round of 16, 2-1 victors over Brisbane City after those 2 early goals put them well and truly in control at Imperial Core Stadium. Let's head to Rockdale Illendon Sports Centre now, where Rockdale took on the Newcastle Jets. And this was an interesting one from the coach, gents. Justin Vidic came into the starting side. Lockie Rose moved to the bench for the Jets, and he repaid the coach.
Yeah, look, it was a bit of a shock, but we see here great hold-up play, good feet, composure in the box, and half a yard and a fantastic finish, and justified his selection.
He did, and for a big man, not only did he get hold of the ball, but he moved his feet so well. Moved the ball, moved his feet. Defensively, Rockdale did everything right, but what a great finish it was in the end. And, he justified his start here. But then we had, after this, Rockdale came back into the game. Just after this clip here now. Yeah, messing around in midfield. Scarcella got caught, and Rockdale get the ball to Jurasevski as quick as you can. He doesn't take a backward step. Twist Nata up. And great vision to find a pass to Bay Antonio there.
Yeah, and that was a goal that they deserved. Look, Newcastle dominated early doors, they got their goal, but then Rockdale showed what they're about and coming back into the game. And this goal, and then the momentum turns, and for the rest of the half, all it looked like was Rockdale was going to go on and get a second, dominating, and then just before half-time gave away a cheap free kick. And then an unbelievable delivery into the box. And, in football, it's all about the delivery here. Yeah. Look, it falls, and again, Vidic is jolly on the spot, but before that, it was all Rockdale.
Grozos put a ball into a great area, but when Rockdale go home tonight and they're putting their head in the pillow, that's the moment they'll be cursing, because that gave Newcastle Jets something to hold on to for the second half. And for what I could see, Newcastle Jets were hanging on late on in the game there.
Right on the cusp of half-time, that crucial goal for the Jets. But as you can see from the stats there, 11 shots to 3 in Rockdale's favour, 6 of them on target. They threw everything at that A-League side in the second half, but the Jets held on. They progress to the round of 16. You can see there the celebrations at Rockdale Illendon Sports Centre afterwards. They're happy enough about it, Roy, a club that you know well, and they're happy enough to continue their journey.
It is, and it's a good club, and there's been a lot of changes. There's been takeover there, so it's nice to see some positive vibes, plenty of youthful faces there, and it's nice to have any little taste of success, as Lukey knows, as he's quick to tell us.
Lukey's wishing that he was in Perth tonight because pretty incredible conditions there on the West Coast, Lukey. It has been pouring from the absolute get-go, and the poor Perth Red Star fans who came out in atrocious conditions did have something to celebrate early.
Yeah, early doors they did. They were celebrating, but it didn't last for very long. And I'm trying to see as much of the game as possible on the vision that we've got. The weather looks atrocious, but look, they got off to a fantastic start, but then the response from Lions was just phenomenal, and they've just gone on with it from there.
Yeah, and you would have said coming into the game, even though, you know, it's a home game for Perth Red Star, Lions would have been slight favourites. And Rocket Ready, maybe the weather caught him off guard there. A man of his experience, you wouldn't expect him to flap at that one. Maybe the wind had plenty to do with it, but a good tap-in for any striker there, and that was the turning point in the game. I don't think the Lions have looked back since that point.
So it was 2-1 at half-time in the Lions' favour. It's 80-odd minutes into this clash now. The Lions lead 4-1 at this stage, and you can, of course, switch on over right here on 10 Play to watch the final moments of that game play out live and see those conditions that we've been talking about tonight. Wind, rain, they are battling everything there on the West Coast, but it is the Lions FC in the box seat right now. Let's have a look at what's coming up in our Australia Cup action. We've had match day 1, match day 2 under our belts now, and match day 3 is coming up for you from Sam Kerr Football Centre. That game on Saturday between Perth Glory and Melbourne City. The action continues next week as well, of course. We'll have it all for you live and free on 10 Play. These games on Tuesday. Lambton Jaffers, it's from my neck of the woods, up against Melbourne Victory. South Melbourne will take on Wellington Phoenix. We'll see Melbourne up against Modbury Jets as well, and Olympic Kingsway up against Edgeworth. Those games live and free for you on 10 Play on Tuesday evening. Gents, it's been an absolute pleasure to have your company tonight. Lukey, what time did you start this morning with your academy?
4:30.
4:30. You've done okay, my friend.
I'll be there again in the morning at 4:30 a.m. as well. I might just roll straight in.
Do. Just had a bit of Matilda's action straight back in. Roy O'Donovan, always good to see you.
Pleasure, Niamh. Thanks
so much for your company at home. It is Adelaide United celebrating, but it took 120 minutes to clinch their victory against Blacktown City. No cup sets tonight, but who knows what is to come in the Australia Cup. We'll see you again on Saturday and, of course, again on Tuesday as Adelaide celebrate progressing through to the round of 16. See you soon.